Hey guys, welcome back. Has everybody joined in? I was still expecting more people. Guys, I'm audible.
Oh, yes, Indra.
Yes,
Gopal,
yes.
can we start?
Yeah, good morning. Let's start.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good. So thank you very much, guys, and thank you for the opportunity giving to us to give you some technical knowledge. We would not be actually a trainer. We were just going to be a mentor here. Would prefer to give you a more detailed understanding towards product, towards basics, and also towards the best practices. Feel free to ask me question. If you hesitate more, you'll be losing your complete learning. If you do not hesitate like me, ask me questions, throw stones. I'll be happy to respond to you. This is how I actually take the trainings. I myself have given you the first week of training, requested to your company and asking you to give us basics before we go to Power BI. So you can see my screen, if you can, guys can see that the first week and another 2 weeks. So this is how it's going to be 40, 45 hours in between. So first week, you're going to be all understanding of what you understand by data warehousing, how the data warehousing architecture looks like, right? What dimensions and fact tables would be, what data modeling means actually, because data modeling is very, very important for you guys to come into the Power BI, because that's the one of the, I would say, like it's like a flip of a coin, head and tail. So presentation, before that, there's a data modeling. If data modeling is not strong, your presentation cannot be strong. So your data modeling is the biggest part where you understand how the model takes place. So this is a basics, I would say, before we go and get into, and then we have Power BI, definitely from basics to advanced to, higher level. So we'll see what maximum I can achieve with this time frames. And we'll give a lot of, different business perspective use cases and how we're doing it. So I'll talk about, first of all, who I am, what is my experience I carry, and what exactly I'm doing in India so far. And let's see, and they'll talk about your introduction, and followed by we'll go for introduction trainings. So number one, this is getting recorded every day. So guys, everybody requests us to please be in mute all the time, right? As and when you need it, come back, open it, unmute yourself and speak up, and then again mute yourself back. So it's easiness for you. So tomorrow when you see the recording, there should not be any background noises, and you may not be feeling bad at all. So that's my humble request, and hope you all are professional to agree the same, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let me start who I am and give you my fair experience and ideas. And then probably I'll go for your introduction, and then we'll figure out a little more in that. Give me a second. I'll be also sharing you a couple of presentations which we have in order to get to know this subject matter more understanding. So we have data warehousing, and we got 4 modules of them, which has been developed by me, and is going to share it with you shortly by today and today, I believe. Once I'll receive the URL by Lakshmi, and we'll be sharing that. Also, Power BI presentation is being there. So I would go ahead and talk about a bit of myself. So it is being actually suggested, people who have cameras, please make it on if possible for 5-10 minutes, or maybe for introduction till the time we do it, and then followed by you can switch it off if possible. So no compulsion, just a request where you can see a visual interaction to each other. Okay, so I believe you guys can see my screen, isn't it?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay, good. So my name is Indrabhushan. So you can call me IB, Indrabhushan, Bhushan, Indra, whichever you feel comfortable. Do not feel hesitate to call me Indra as well. I come across close to 20 plus IT experience so far. And I've been working in all big, I would say big banks, big brands. So you can see the right side, I work for HSBC, American Express, RBS in India and UK and London. Oracle, AB and Babe, which is a Budweiser in India, to be very honest. Honeywell, and also worked in Disney US. Looking after all 20 years, I've been working in data warehousing, ETL, data modeling, right? And these are not one table, two tables, some around 1,000 tables altogether. I have designed an ERP in India and abroad as well. I've been primarily for last 1 decade, I'm working in big data. I'm into AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud and Cloud Era as well. So my role is to understand a business from the customer, what is the pain area they have, and how they're being actually getting a lot of disturbance during the data coming in. So I'm a data engineer, to be very honest. Forget about the designation. I work as a director in the company, but that's designation apart. So my major role is to understand customers, get the massaging the data, get the data from different sources and put it to a, a kind of a data lake, and followed by there would be reporting, which Power BI is one of them. So this is who I am, and I've been working in a couple of companies in India and abroad. Traveled 27 countries of the world. Finally, last 2 years, I'm here in India. And for last 10 days, I was in COVID. So last 2 days back, I got recovered. We got negative of the families. So this is what exactly from my side. If you guys have any question, feel free to ask me. So this is who I am. I would request quickly, if you guys can also go ahead and talk about a bit of yourself, like who you all being coming from, what is your experience, what you think in terms of how much experience you carry in any tool, for example, Power BI, or in any reporting tool, ClickView, MicroStrategy, Cognos, or what do you have understanding in terms of a data warehousing, how much you know about a databases. So if you can give me a fair idea that what exactly you carry with your experiences, and what the main important aspect is, like what purpose you joined this training. It is just for, okay, people are giving us, let's do it, or you have any specific vision regarding this training at all. So what do you guys can go and start your introduction. Just feel free to give a complete detail of yours, your name, your complete detail in terms of experiences. Over to you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Bhushan. See, I'm Gopal Seth, and we have a specific requirement. Me and my team will be working on Power BI. So previously there was another tool, and that tool is going to be replaced with Power BI, and that's why we are in this project, and we have requested for this training. Myself, Gopal Seth, Chinmay, Tejas, Rohit, we will be part of this team. If you take my background, I have 18 years of experience. I've worked on data engineering, data modeling also. I've worked on business objects. This is my brief background. And I've been working on data warehousing labs since the last 12 years.
12 years. Okay, good to know that. So which other tool you've been working right now, which has been getting replaced?
That was dot metrics that is being replaced.
Is it a software? Is it a?
No, it's a visualization tool.
Okay.
Basically a very new basic visualization tool.
Okay. Okay.
More look, if you look like it will be like a ThoughtSpot.
Okay. Okay. I have never worked in these two of the tools altogether. Thank you very much for giving.
Okay.
Welcome to this session. I think being of your good experience, I think it helps you to getting your business cases coming, KPI calculations, other stuff you can brought in during the the presentations and during the exercises will help other people as well, because your team is looking for a specific in Power BI. And we had a huge discussion to your L&D department that what exactly should be there, should not be there altogether. So welcome to your team, and I'm very glad you to have here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next. Can you guys quickly go ahead? The next, please.
Chinmay, can you start?
Yeah, hi Indra, it's Chinmay here. So I've joined as a business analyst. So been working on this SBIG project for say more than 1 year, 1.5 years. So my experience in terms of the Rockmetric tool which we have been using for this project. Okay, and so like we new to Power BI as of now. So
okay.
Looking forward to
tool as a new. How about your data warehousing concepts? How about data modeling, fact, dimension, metrics? Have you ever come across these terminologies before?
Yeah, we have used some terminologies like dimensions and metrics in the tool which we were using earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So
The product
now,
name is Metrics, right?
yeah, it's rock metric. Rock
Rock.
metric. Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining in, and please be dedicated. You know, the more question you ask, the more practice you do, that will be helping you, right? Feel free to ask me any question. Do not hesitate. If I'm not able to answer you, I may take some time to come back to you, but yes, you should go and ask a question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Vidya Kanekar.
Hi, Vidya.
Yeah, so I've used Redshift database, data warehousing databases such as Redshift, MemSQL, and all.
Mhm.
I'm used to AWS, EC2, and IAM, and all those type of services of AWS.
Mhm.
Then in terms of Power BI, I and my team member Ashmina, who has joined with me, we are using Power BI for Spectra project. So basic reporting purpose, we are using it. So we want to understand more about advanced features.
Mhm. Mhm. So you already been using Power BI. How long since you're using it?
1 year, around a year or so.
Okay. So you've seen the syllabus, right?
Yes,
We're gonna start from scratch. I hope you have to bear for some time, and then when it comes to intermediate to little, higher side.
no problem, sir.
Thank you very much for joining in.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Next.
Hello, this is Jagruti Boy.
Hi, Jagannath.
So I'm working as a business analyst in NSCIT since 2 years, and I have experience in tool called Rockmetric. So Power BI is very new to me. And as you asked, Chinmay, that even I am also familiar with dimension metrics and all those terminologies.
Okay, familiar means you know how to do a data modeling, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, good. So I give you an add-on. So even if we're starting with the basics, but if that looks fine to you guys, we can speed up and we can get it more into that. Thank you very much for joining in, Jagrati.
Oh,
Next.
thank you.
Yeah, hi Indra. Hello everyone. Tejas this side from NSCIT. I've been working as associate system analyst. So total years of experience 3.5 years into data science and data analytics domain. So I've just worked on a Tableau for the visualization purpose in my past company. So currently I'm new to Power BI. I would like to learn and engross my knowledge into Power BI.
So Tableau, what capacity you working as? You working as a developer?
No, it just was for visualization purpose. So the what data pre-processing part we did into Python, and the visualization might need to show. So we used a Tableau.
Okay. Tableau is also very vast application. Good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome.
All done? We have more? Are we missing anybody? All done?
Yeah, so hi, Indra.
Okay.
This is Rohit, and I have been working in NSCIT from last 2.5 years. And primary my primary development languages are Java and as well as SQL. So previously, I was working in a CCL project where we were using
Okay.
Java as a language. Yes.
So you've been working in database side?
So before that, I was working in NASDAQ project. So over there, we were using Oracle developer.
Oracle developer. Okay.
Yes, Oracle
That's
SQL.
backend. Yeah, that's SQL developer, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's the backend. Okay, good. That's good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Anybody else left? Gopal, all done?
I think Harshal, do you want to go ahead?
So as mentioned earlier, my name is Harshal Munde. I work as a system analyst in NSCIT. I have 8+ years in experience in PHP. Also, I have worked on databases like MySQL, PostgreSQL, and started with Redshift, but I have not continued with it. That's it from my end.
Okay, thank you.
We are all done.
Okay, thank you very much. So probably see, we're gonna talk about first the syllabus and then followed by the things. And people who are from not from a data warehousing and the background would be definitely helping this session, especially first four sessions. Then after we would be putting more time on the Power BI. So Power BI, especially if you talk about, we would go into the basics first, and then followed by the major time what we have to put in, as I said, two areas. One is a data modeling, hardcore data modeling, how the transformation is taking place, a lot of things. So in terms of a splitting, in terms of joining and so on. So data modeling gonna be one area which may take 1 or 2 sessions, most probably. And then we have a dashboard to get in, right? So BI services, not sure if you guys, I think I've already requested your L&D department if they can give us an access, or somebody has, they can publish your report to a dashboard. Anyway, that's the latest stage. So good that we guys have already spoken about that. So now we'll go back and start from the training point of view. So we all good. Thank you very much for joining once again, and let's get started in the session. So I'm switching off the video, and guys can feel free to ask me a question. I hope I'm pretty much audible to you guys.
Yeah, Bhushan, do we need to install any software before you leave?
So I think I have already shared the detail. If not, then I have a presentation which says everything. So we should talk about the system configuration. I have already provided a link and the process of installation. So that is already in the training. So
yeah,
while doing, I would tell you the link, you click and download. Perhaps you should have all your admin access to your laptop, isn't it?
admin laptop is okay. That is available to all of us.
Okay, so we would definitely give you that. So nothing to worry, it's already there. So the prerequisite would be 2 to 4 GB RAM, which should be there, I believe. Windows, platform. This is not a Linux or Linux. It's going to be Windows platform. Plus, you should have some hard disk space. That's it. That's a basic one, right?
Okay.
Before we go and start more detailed understanding, we would probably give you a fair idea that what we talk about on 4 modules. People who are already having experiences, in all these areas, fine. But the people coming from a BA, business analyst background, I have worked with the BAs in my current industries. It's been 20 years and I'm working in the industry. So I would suggest all the BAs, please be focused on this, basic topics, because it seems everybody are familiar, but when it comes to the reality, it's like a little different. So I would suggest focus on this syllabus. You understand what is data warehousing concepts, what is understand how the ETL and BI looks like, right? And what are the tools available in the market, then get into the architecture of data warehousing. Even though you know them, I would suggest let's refresh it. And then I believe there will be something new to learn in this session. If not, if you think this is going to be boring and, something which you already aware of it, and you would like directly go to, to the session of Power BI. So feedback is always welcome. Please let us know. We'll do accordingly. Coming to your, survey, so we'll have sessions and you can have feedback towards session. So the parameters will be very different. Number one parameters would be, is the content which is being provided you or the PPT which you're giving you. Now, let me tell you the PPT which I'm providing you, which is definitely free of cost. Number one, it is not being requested, neither being said to us. It is my value-added services. When I normally teach, I used to give these all PPTs to my, candidates. So this is going to be value added. I have few ebooks as well. So let me share your stuff. So what I'm going to give you, so that you have a fair idea. So I'll be giving you the, ebooks. I'll be giving you some, sample data. Find that some CSV files are being already there. So we have an Excel sheet and we have some CSV files are being already there, right? I would be giving you some Power reporting, which is being already done for your practice, and we have to give you as a reference. You need to create the similar one. Followed by, I'll be giving you some of them more, business cases whenever it comes to that. So the most important part would be ebooks. So you have ebooks, which is already available. So which is completely, these all are already available on internet, but I'll be just putting you at one go so that you can go ahead and start learning in more detail if you really wish to get into more clarity, right? So this is going to be, 400, 500 pages. So which is already available. Please go ahead and take a look, which helps you. And then this is again going to be a Power BI, right? So this will help. This is exactly from relating to a installation as well as the practical stuffs. So this will help you in order to get more clarity. Coming back to the syllabus, as I was mentioning that these syllabus will be just introduction level. There would be no hands-on, to be very honest in this. There will be no practicals here. But yes, there will be questioning coming in these sessions. Right. So the best part out here is people who already know about Power BI or any other tool, please keep your KPI, your best practices and your experience handy, and please use them with the class and sessions. The other way important for me is to let you know that how we gonna take this class, how we're gonna proceed this class. Honestly, you have to be very careful when in terms of two things. Number one is the timing. So the time which we already said, right? Please be there maximum 5 to 10 minutes. Don't waste time, because I would be leaving class by 5-10 minutes before, because I have an official call by, actually it was 11 o'clock, so I've shifted for your training. It is actually 12 o'clock now. So I need to leave it at least 5-10 minutes in order to get my preparation done, to open my laptop and all for my official one. So be there 8:05, 8:10 maximum. We'll start that. Every 2 hours of training, you'll have a break of 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. If that looks okay for you guys, you can expand it to 25 max. Don't take it half an hour. You'll be wasting a lot of time. So please make sure that you come back by 15 to 20 minutes. Make sense? Gopal, that looks to you okay? Looks fine to me?
Yes, this is fine.
Yeah. Okay. So what we have to talk about, we talk about concepts first. After concepts, I may go ahead and give you a demo. At the same time, there will be a class practical. So when I say practical, you will be doing demo from yourself and I'll be watching them. So this is what I normally take it. Normally, this is how I teach people across the world. I talk about a concepts, I talk about a demo myself, and then I ask you guys to do that. Will that be okay for you guys?
Yes, sure.
Now I may ask you why I have to do this, and you can ask this question in the why we can do it next time. We can do offline or we can do later on. But let me tell you what happens is people have their own priorities and official work, and somehow they they unwantedly don't want to go and do the practice. They have other things that are the priorities. They may miss out the practice, and if you don't do it practice the same day, the other day would be add on. So my strategy of training would be do the training, do the practice same day. Right? And if you have any questions, any problem, I can see, you can share the screen, or I can, just get to know and we can solve it. Right? I hope that's going to help you, isn't it? Everybody.
Yes.
Yes.
One more I'm looking for is interactive.
This class practical would be during the session, or it
Yes.
would be like
Yes, during this. So we'll finish the concepts, we'll give you a demo and ask you to do that. So I may give you some kind of business case. Make sense to do that? Will that help you?
Yeah, sure.
Right? That helps you in order to get into then how the business case. I give you the, okay, let me give you a measured by category, by a particular KPI, and give a percentage. So that's what I'll give you, similar kind of stuff. I need an interactive mode. I hope everybody knows that. I want people to talk. So, but the major problem which I saw, and my feedback for for the new people, the first time when I take my session, I talk about interactiveness is very much important. Being a trainer, I can talk about in 4 hours, that's fine. But you're the guys who come in here and understand and work. So especially when an online session, a lot of problem happens. People join the session, they do either they're busy in the other laptop, official laptop, or they're busy in a mobile phone, or maybe in dashboard somewhere else. So I would suggest, please keep asking me a question. Please interact to me. I may go and often unmute anybody and ask a question, right? That's what normally I do that. I go and interact people. Is that this fundamental or this method is okay for you guys, or you want me to make changes in that? Please be okay. Please let us know right away before we start the session. Come on, team, let me know.
No issues. Yeah.
Are we good
It's
in
well.
terms of interactiveness? Right.
Right.
And I believe that this session 8 to 12 is being already allocated from your company for your training only, isn't it? No work during that time. So
Yes, yes, it is allocated.
yeah, I would request. Then after, definitely you have any emergencies and family emergencies and official emergencies. That's definitely always accepted. But please focus on more on the demo side and the practical side. I would request to please have more Q&A. The most important part is the Q&A. A lot of people hesitate to ask a question. There would be always says, do I want to ask this question? Should I? Is it looking a very illogical question, or should I really ask them or not? So the important part is please ask the questions. The more question you ask. Now, a lot of time people says, I already know them. Should I go and ask? May I feel like am I a fool to ask the same question? But please do not feel that way. Your question is very important and it's going to be very healthy as well. Being an whether illogical question or being an logical question, that people will decide, or the time can decide, but nothing to worry. Even you asking before the session starts, or maybe it is too prior and we've not even started that particular kind of a syllabus, feel free to ask your questions, right? And followed by there will be a project at the end, right? I normally do a pre-test of your sessions. So are you guys okay to give a pre-test of Power BI? So I do
Yes.
two things. I do post-test and pre-test. This is free. We not charge anything to the customer, just to make yourself where you stand today. But the only thing is you should not share the answers to each other. It's not really, right? So I think this will help you, isn't it? Gopal, what do you think? This is what helps.
Yes, yes. No, preset will that means at least we will come to know where we are before we start.
Yeah, so I do it for I recently I did for me. Oh, I was busy complete November, complete December. I did a 500 hours training, 10 hours a day, and I was working 5 hours in the night in the office. So I did them and they were very happy. So we did pre-test, post-test, Q&A, right, and a project. Now, project going to be very end, to be very honest, and I think you should do the project, and you'll able to get to know. You can gauge yourself how many things you've understood, not understood. But the better part of any product, and you do agree what I'm saying is, knowing a tool is not important. Important is how do we use the tool. Are you guys agree with me? Please help me out.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
That's the most important thing. How do we use the tool?
And Gopal, the first thing is nobody teaches you that. Nobody can teach you that. It is that you have to teach yourself. What we can help you is to guide you in what scenario, how you can approach, right? So
Right.
we call it, that concept called support and advanced approach. Now this support and advanced approach, it's a basically kind of a technique. So if anything comes, let's say any failure happens, what is the first thing you do? Should you go directly jump to the report? Should you go and see the database? Should you go and do the data modeling? Where to approach? What to do? Definitely there would be panic. If anything failures, the first thing comes, oh, come on, sit, why it's failing? What I have done? What guys have done development, right? Your customer may complain. So support and advanced approach will help you. Hello, don't be a panic. Now there are for certain steps, or like a health checkup, you do that with the reports. Now those things will be happens in terms of priority of the reports, which is getting first, where you have to take the report, which one you have to go first and which one you go to next. So this we can talk about little later when we actually go for kind of, if you want to go for a production support or something in Power BI. And we would also talk about, if you want later, not now, at the end. At the end, we may talk about that you may have how we'll do a migration, if possible.
Migration in terms of what? I didn't get this.
So let's say there's a lower version and you want to go for a higher version, right? So I may not go and give you the practical one, but we can talk about as a concepts, how do we do that? So a lot of time we have a lower version of your Power BI. So you have, let's say, Power BI older reports, how you can go for a new reports, right? So what is going to be approach? So that comes into the support and advanced approach. So those things comes here, right? Your release mechanism. You got my point? So those
Yeah,
things, now that totally depends on the time permits. If the time permits to us and we have a good, kind of a repo and we're in good speed, then we can look after a lot more things. And definitely I'll take your request if you have any, going further. Make sense?
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah, and then the most important part which you're missing here, I want you guys to give us a feedback, please. Now, I'm not saying for myself, a feedback needed from me. I know who I am and what I'm doing it, but I want a feedback for the training. Whether training is being expected, are they going at the same speed, or are we covering the same stuff, or we're not covering at all, right? Are we covering better? Are you feeling comfortable so far? So I want to get to know your speed, vice versa, my speed, and how the training goes. So please, we would request, give us a feedback, or on an alternate day, or maybe a weekly basis, whichever way you feel comfortable. I am good at that, right?
Yeah, done.
Yeah, I would support anybody from your sale. Gopal, you can make a Spock from your team who will be responsible to take care of the feedback and survey. Ask you guys offline, not in front of me, offline, and ask Indra to how Indra is teaching. Are you getting the point? Are you been doing practicals? Because trust me, I'll be taking a demo and I'm gonna ask you offline, online questions, and I can figure out who's doing well and or bad. And by the way, when we have a post test, there would be a marks also, right? This will also have a marks. Now this I'm doing it definitely for my side, of absolutely no place, right? The important part is help you out that how, so where you stand. So here we'll talk about where you stand today and what you have learned. Make sense? So these two state, right guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks fine. I think we are good to go from the complete statistics perspective, and we good to understand. Any question I still gonna ask you? Is my speed is okay? Is my English is fine? Is my overall things fine to start the session?
It just voice is sounding a little bit far. That's it.
Or is it a bit far? Give me a second. Okay, how about now?
I think,
How does it look like?
yeah, we can go on then. I think if you do feedback,
Yeah. So I'm actually using, not using headphone, to be very honest. I really hate headphones because 4 hours cannot be taken a whole headphone.
Okay, I think that's right. Yeah.
And I have a separate room, as you saw. I have my own office, so nobody comes here, no disturbance. So let me know if I'm complete audible and these things. Okay, the most important part which I left somewhere, I will talk about a notepad in order to use them, and I will also use some URL. Now you may ask why you're going to use a Google, right? You may have a question. That's a very fair question, but I love the same time. Google is kind of a C, right? So even what I'm saying is to do a cross check and give you a more better idea, we would use Google in terms of give you more. So a lot of people will write their own concepts, and sometimes I need to go and refer those concepts and also the pictures, especially the URLs pictures. Make sense? Right? Notepad, we would actually go ahead and write some concepts. If you wish to copy them, I would put it in a chat window, right? If not, we can leave it. So normally we do a practice whenever we talk about, we normally put in the notepad or in the chat window, and there will be a lot of times with something new for you. Please don't mind, don't hesitate to note it back to you, right? Important aspects. So this is how we're going to start the session, and let me put it into the chat for everybody. Keep it with you handy. This is what is the first day, so I'm going to save this for our references also. So what we've spoken should be there. So I'll be writing here first day session. Right. I'm very good at writing, and I don't feel writing is going to give you more better. Fine. So we're going to start. The first thing is called Introduction to Data Warehousing and BI. That's the first session. Architecture, dimension, and fact table. So we'll talk about more in detail. What are the different types of dimensions? What different kinds of facts are there, and so on. And then talk about modeling. So this is going to be a fresh modeling. You'll be doing a model. So today we talk about a modern data warehousing does not has primary key and foreign key. So people who works from Redshift and Hadoop and other stuff, they're not using it, but how they, compensating if they're not using them. So that also we'll talk about it later. So are we good? So we can start the session, and let me know if you guys are already aware that, if you want to keep up, or you want to, do you think the basics is important? So guys, do you think the basics are important, especially people who are not from a technical background, like the BA, business analyst guys? You've been working in company products? Yeah, what do you think?
Yep. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay, good. So do let me know if I'm going too deeper or thinks this is okay, we can skip up. Feel free to go ahead and tell us. Good. So we're going to start the session on data warehousing and BA introduction. So what we're going to cover of this session is we'll talk about and understand data warehousing concepts. What are the data modeling tools are there? What is ETL tools are there? I hope you guys knowing ETL and ELT, the two things are being very important these days. So understand the concepts, business intelligence concepts. So Power BI is going to be self BI tool in the market. It is not a business intelligence tool. It's a self BI. So I'll tell you what are the difference of self BI and a BI tools. Then we have a classification, a different type of tools are available. As I just now said, BI and a self BI. Then what are the tools available in markets? This is complete introduction level, and we can figure out easily that what we are trying to understand and how we're gonna go ahead the session is. And I believe recordings are being already started. You guys can get the recording. I'm not sure. Please contact your LNG department. And Lakshmi, if you're there, please let us know, or let them know that when the recording is going to be available post of this training. So you guys can go ahead and download them. Lakshmi, are you there? Okay, no worries. We'll update you shortly during the break. So guys, if you talk about a definition, what is data warehousing is? So actually two brilliant guys were there always. These two guys are being already talking about two different aspects of data warehousing, Mark Kimball and Inmon. So basically in industry, there's a two aspects of data. Number one, we talk about data which is an enterprise level. We talk about data which is in a data department level. So there would be always differences. Guys, may I please request everybody put on mute? They will be recorded and background noises will come. So may I please request everybody to put on mute? As and when needed, please unmute yourself, and talking post, you can put mute back. Okay, so one of the important guy, which is Inmon. Inmon says, what is the data warehousing as a concept? What is the data warehouse we talking about? So says the data warehouse is basically kind of a database which maintains separately data from your operational database. So anybody can talk about what is operational data warehouse or database, and then you talk about a data warehouse. Why they're separating operational database? Give me one example of operational database. Quickly, guys, anybody. How do you think what is operational database and what is non-operational database? How do we categorize it?
Operational is transactional database.
Okay.
That we currently use for day-to-day purpose.
So what is non-operational then?
Non-operational, meaning we summarize the data and keep information in that for reporting purposes and all.
Both are being using it, right? So whether you summarize data or a detailed data, you both are using it, isn't it?
Yeah, we are using it.
So how do you make, they are also operational. So what is the category? What is the basis of doing a categorization? You're both using it either in report dashboards or you're being entering a data. In both you're using operational, your senior management be using a dashboard. And that's why you're learning in Power BI. You guys working in Power BI as well.
Correct.
Where do you think it's this category being defined? How you can define them?
Okay. So hi Indra. So I think it's from my perspective, it is like a transactional would be something which is which you are getting on a same monthly basis. So your column structure remains the same, but the content inside that every column changes. Like that's what your transaction would be, and your static or the database which is not non-transactional would be where you are using the same content throughout, like maybe some masters which you're using.
Yeah, I think you're talking about things, but I'm not getting the straight answer. Let me give you a very simple answer. You guys saying almost the same thing. Maybe the difference is what you explain. So where something is in production today, something you're using it, let's say your net banking. today using a net banking, you're using your app. So mostly you have smartphone, you have a WhatsApp and other apps being already there. So net banking, or you talk about you buying anything to go on outside and you go for a department store like a Big Bazaar or D-Mart or Walmart in abroad. So you go and buy something. So what is your operational data? Something in operation happening right now, which is just in continuity, right? When you say transaction data, operation is happening, you're doing transaction, you're doing buying something, that is a transaction. So basically the main funda is, you already mentioned static data, that is a very right answer. So some data which is being generating every seconds, right? For example, your ATM machine, your net banking, your in telecom data. So when you're generating, when you're using a live data, that's called operational database. Now, when you say a data which is being already generated, and then post that, you summarize them, you do whatever you want in order to get the insights from the data. Am I clear? So two aspects. Are we clear with the category? One is generating the data live, and one is getting the insights from the data. Am I clear?
Yes, yes.
This is what everybody is saying, right? Action. So you're saying something you're generating, isn't it? Let's say you're calling right now. Let's say we're doing now, the Zoom is active right away. This is the getting recorded. So this is transaction. This is live. If you do it, learn this same recording after 2 days or 1 day later, that becomes you want to learn from the what being said in today's session. That is called insight. And that's what you do with the Power BI, isn't it? Right? Now, Power BI has two features also. We talk about little later. They also take the streaming at the same time. They can use both areas. So basically, in order to cut you short, operational database is basically generating transaction live, whereas the non-operation, which is we call a data warehousing, is going to be data coming out from insights. I hope I made clear. If not, please let me know. I'll talk about it once again. So they've given you officially definition also. A data warehouse is a subject-oriented, integrated, time-variant, and non-volatile connection of data in support of management decision-making process. So we also call DSS, Decision Support System. This is what we talk about technically. If somebody have learned RDBMS as a chapter in their MCA or wherever they learn from, so they're called DSS. So DSS is basically decision support system. So operational data cannot be DSS. Operational data is basically live data. When you take the data and you want to take out some insight from the data, how much sales happened, who was a big 5 product, who was the customer, bought more, right? So on and so forth. So that's called decision system, but has to be subject oriented, integrated, time variant, and non-volatile. Now let's talk about these all 4 different components he's talking about, right? So what else they're saying? Data warehousing has 4 basic properties.
Indra, actually, I'm not very clear on that definition because from my understanding, it would be the operational data is also you're using for insights, right? And then how do you say it? I mean, it's any different from the actual data.
Operational data is live data. So what live data report you will be taking it? Except the stream. I'm not talking about the stream here. I'm just offlining the stream. The streaming data is not same data.
So for you, streaming data, for us, I mean, streaming data would be the one which is operational and which is for insights you will be having, you require that data to be like static or something. So that it would be your non-operational. Is it right?
Come again? I didn't understand. Can you be those little
operational data for us would be like the data which keeps on changing, say minute or every second basis.
In NSE terminal, you have your data, right? Live. You doing trading in your NSE terminal, right? I saw the NSE terminal. So your share prices, stickers get changes every second or every 10 seconds. Those all are operational. But in the evening, you say, okay, after you're closing, 3:30 is closing. If not, I don't know what is the current time, 3:30 or 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock. What is the time you guys close?
NSE closes at 3:30.
3:30. Okay. So 3:30, when you get a data and says, okay, this particular sticker, maybe TCS or any other stuffs, how many times, what are the complete status? So the moment you get all the changes and new prices, right? So you can create a graph. Now this graph or taking data and understanding, this is called insight. After your session is closed, you're taking a data information. But if you say, Indra, I want to get the data streaming, the moment it gets changed, it should put in here in my table and I should do some changes and I want to do kind of a predictive understanding and then should I go and buy or not? That's streaming. That's streaming. Okay. So two things. Streaming is separate. Streaming is also complete analysis where you can take a decision, but streaming has altogether different functionality than a non-operational data. Streaming is also non-operational, but the only thing is that time is very, very lesser. The gap is very, very less. Right? Am I clear?
Correct.
Thank you. Okay, so we talk about subject-oriented, integrated, time-variant, and non-volatile. According to Inman, this is the features or properties are there in the warehouse. So if you talk about OLTP, so what is a subject-oriented? So today, if you talk about subject, so just now you spoken a subject like a share marketing. So you said, okay, stock exchange. So where you do a trading, the main purpose of stock exchange would be trading, right? That is a bread and butter. You talk about anything else, repository, any other services, those all are fine. But the main function of your any trading company, any stock market is a trading. You get your money from trading. When they trade, you get money from here. Having said that, now trading is one aspect. You have a, you have another things like you have a finance, you have a shares, you have a saving, you have a FD, insurance, loans, equity. These all are OLTP applications, online transaction processing, which is just spoken. Anything which is live today is called OLTP. You very much said transactions. Yes, anything you generate, any data you generate, that's called transaction. Having said that, you said generating a data is fine, but if it is a very specific subject, so if you talk about a loan, don't talk about only the data which is a loan oriented, whether you applied a loan, whether you got the loan, where you're paying a repayment schedule, right? Or you have an OD, which is overdues, or you have a monthly EMI. So you're paying every month's EMI, whether you do an ECS or you pay monthly by check or by you pay by cash, whatever way you do it. It talks about all about loans, right? Very subject oriented. Whereas equity talks about all equity, insurance talks about all insurance, savings talks about all your savings. So when you talk about these all applications, every application speaks about something specific to their area and subject. Right? When it comes to data warehousing, if you see, if all the different aspects of your applications, they are actually mean to a financials information. Am I correct? Are we talking about all finance here? Right? Are we talking sales? Are we talking trading? Are we talking finance? What exactly are we talking here for a customer? Guys, come on, help me out. What are we talking about here?
Finance.
Finance. Okay. So when you have finance data, all of the different applications will have data coming at one place and create a product. Have you ever heard 360-degree view of a customer? How many guys have heard that? How many guys know about this? 360 view of customer or customer 360 views. Have you ever come across this terminology? Anybody?
Yeah, myself, yes, but I don't know about the team.
Okay. Please go ahead and explain if you know that.
360 is means how the customer is connected to our business. So he might be connected to web from mobile. He might come to bank, maybe a bank teller, how his transaction is being done, even how he's interacting on the social media. So all this will be forming a 360 view of the customer.
Looking at the screen, can you just talk about 360 view?
See, what are the equity plans for a single customer? For a single customer, what is his savings balance? What is the number of shares he's having in his demat account? Maybe he's having 2 or 3 demat accounts, and the savings accounts, all his savings accounts also.
To be very specific, you're saying data revolves for customer. Am I clear?
Right.
It means revolve the data. Now, what data are you talking about? So a customer, let's say if you talk about, I think you guys know SOA, right? Statement of account. How many guys does not know about this? SOA? Guys, please let me know. Feel free to ask. Please be more interactive. SOA, statement of account. How many guys knows about it?
No, I would like to know a bit.
Okay. So if you see, let's say you've taken a loan, or for example, you talk about your bank statement. So bank statement is a statement of account, SOA. So do you get a monthly, statement from your company? I mean, from a bank? Must be by email or something. Now these days the printout is over. So people sending you by email. Yes or no? Maybe quarterly you're receiving or a monthly you're receiving. Are you receiving that statement from your bank? Help me out.
Yes.
Yes.
That's called statement of account. It will have two things, opening balance and closing balance. Now, opening balance, if you start from today, so that what is that day, what is the amount I have today in my bank account, the time I've taken a report, that's my opening balance. Now, if I'm taking 10 days from now, that will be my closing balance. And during that opening and closing, it gives you your plus and minus. And you understand what is plus and minus. For you, it's going to be plus is buying and minus is selling. Same like plus is credit and minus is debit. Am I clear? So when you get SOA, what it comes to your mind? When you look at your statement, what is first thing comes to your mind? What is the first thing you understand? Come on, help me out.
My bank balance.
Transaction balance.
I know you have a lot of money, so that's why you're going for bank balance. Okay, so the first thing when you see the statement, you not go, definitely you see what is the balance currently you have, but the first thing you see how many transactions you're doing it, right? It's showing you running total, isn't it? Every transaction at the right side corner, the last value, it shows you running total. Is it clear? Plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, right? So your statement gives you a fair idea how your saving account or how your transaction happening, right? How many transactions you're doing, how many money is coming, how many money is going out. Is it giving you a fair idea in terms of understanding your saving account or whatever account you have, saving or current? Does it give you a fair idea? Does it give you insights? Right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
When you do a transaction by ATM, you're taking out of money, or you're buying something, you're doing a shopping, you're doing maybe 2 days we have a Google Pay and Phone Pay. You do not remember all the transaction, isn't it? You may remember for a day or two, and then you forget for the next another 3 days, isn't it? I don't remember last 2 days transaction. So looking at your SOA, does it give you an insights of your account for another month or so? Right?
Yes.
So you having a saving account, let's say you also have a shares, you also have equity, you also have a loans and insurance. Don't you like to see a report at one page? What is your health checkup? How many loans I have, how much I have to pay, how much I have to not to pay, how much I've already got benefited, how much insurance I have, which is term insurance, life insurance, vehicle insurance. Just to let you know, I got 3 vehicles. So I got 3 insurance. I get to know, I have to write those names, start date and end date and renew date, right? Equity plans. So what are plans you have? What are shares you have? So if you give you one page, which gives you 360 view of all your financial investments, would you like to have them, or would you like to go and get everything like shares individual information, saving individual, insurance individual, loans and equity? So giving you 360 view, is it be good for you? Yes or no?
Yes.
What is the benefit you're getting data at one place rather than scattered?
It saves my time.
Number one, time. Okay. What else? Time is important, but at the same time, what you get benefit here?
It helps me taking decisions further about my.
It gives you the decision where you stand and what you want to do, right? From the
Yeah. Yeah.
So one is time, another is your decisions. What next? Your processing for individual insights are being integrated. Am I clear? Is my terminology is clear? Processing individual insights is gone integrated inside. Is everybody clear what I'm saying?
No, I didn't get it.
So individual insight. So equity plan, when I say insight is nothing, it's taking data, informative information from your raw data. That's called insights. Everybody is aware with this insights word. Insight is actually getting information from your raw data. Am I clear?
Yeah.
So equity plan has the data, insurance has the data, loans has the data, shares and savings has the data. If you go individually and see the insights, right? Loans, you see something, insurance, you see something, and you can have to note it down somewhere, or you have to take a printout and you have 5 different printouts, may not be complete altogether. It's very hard you guys to make a decision. It takes a lot of time. It's not even processed. All a drawback. But if I give you a 360 view of customer, then you have everything at one place on one dashboard. Isn't it be very great for you? Right? Helpful?
Yes.
Yes.
So first of all, it is a subject oriented. So now number one, financials. It talks about finance. It does not talks about your sales. Let's say what grocery you bought. It is not talking about, isn't it? Let's say you have some bike which you sold. It is not talking about selling anything, isn't it? It is very specific. It talks about all finance, right? It's not about, it never talks about sales. It never talks about buying and selling anything. So we are here very subject oriented. So if you talk about today's in your company, you guys all belongs to NSC IT. So you guys in IT, one department, information technology. You have operations, you have HR, you have finance, you have administration. Am I clear? Yes or no?
Yes.
So you have to be very subject oriented. What you're trying to make. So 360 view of customer is very important. A lot of products in the market are being there. I would suggest take out your time and understand what is 360 view, because trust me, someday your boss will say, okay, please create some 360 view of this customer or for this product, right? So you should know what is 360 views. Like all data revolving towards that center. That's called 360 view of data. And you've been doing in industry. That is what people does it. Make sense? Am I clear so far, guys?
Yes.
I hope the speed is fine. Are you guys so okay, comfortable so far?
Yes, yes, comfortable.
So see, the most important part is integrated. So talk about integration. Just now we've spoken, we have a couple of different applications like savings, current accounts, loans, right? But basically what you do, you are actually integrating. Now what is integrate means? Integrate is actually making together, joining together, putting at one place, right? So you can see that
Yes.
left side is OLTP application and right side is warehouse. So basically all these savings, currents and loans or insurance is actually for a customer. So customers are integrated, kind of entity, and customers has loans, savings, and current accounts. Is that clear? So we have subject oriented, we have integrated. Now next is time variant. To be very honest. Now, honestly speaking, when it comes to the live transaction, for example, your ATM, you're buying something from the DMart or you talk about Walmart, wherever it is. Right, Tesco. So what will happen is whenever we do something, the data changes, isn't it? Each transactions changes. So if you buy something after 5 minutes, the transaction will be changed. Somebody else will buy and the transaction will be changed. So they are actually volatile. Am I clear? They're changing the data. So let's say we have to buy 10 mobile phone. So in this shop, we have a 10 mobile phone. I bought it, you bought it, somebody else bought it. So the inventory is getting clicked, right? And your transaction is made. So is your data is changing? Is the stock is getting down? Am I clear?
Yes.
So we also have in respect of stock, we have a transaction. So who did, who bought, what price, find the customer detail. So every time is my data is changing, yes or no? Correct? Now, yes. If I talk about a data warehousing, now data warehouse never changes. Now you may also ask me how. Never means it's going to be always a snapshot. When you want to see your data, a very specific day from your production operational data. Okay, I want to see my one month of sales or 1 quarter of sales. Am I clear? So that would be a snapshot taking out from your data, from operational data, and that will never modify until unless you reload the data. So we have two terminology. We'll talk about a little later. One is called historical load and one is called incremental, which is delta load. Are you guys aware of these things? Have you ever come across?
Yes, I have come across.
How about other guys? Come on, guys. Be feel free to interact. If you more talk, then I'll be more uncomfortable. There is Gopal. Talk to your team.
No. Incremental, I'm not sure on that. Historical.
Okay, Jagriti, I want you guys to be interact, please. Ask a question, understand. Jagriti, can I hear you? I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, I was looking for Jagriti. I was looking for some other people who can interact. Everybody, please feel free to interact. Okay, so basically what happens, I have a production data and the data is being keep changing over the time. Every 1 minute, the data will change. But in the data warehousing, it does not change data in every 1 second. So let's say you're taking data and taking sales per day. So what will happen? Do you want to load entire transaction data or production data as end of the day? Yes or no? In the data warehousing?
Yes.
Yes. So that means it's changing by day. It is not changing by second. Fine.
Correct.
So you have an entire day, the data remains same. System date -1. So what the dashboard you see in Power BI is a system date -1. So what you can see today is yesterday's data. Am I clear?
Yes.
So it's a time variant. It does not be volatile. I mean, it is not like every time it's been changing. It is actually fixed. Till the time you do, now when you say incremental load, what is incremental load as? So daily data is loading called incremental. The data is there, you incrementing the data. Am I clear? So you have yesterday's data. Now today in the evening, you're putting today data. So are you incrementing the data? Are you making changes? Are you adding more records? Yes or no?
Yes.
So that terminology is called incremental data or delta data. In our terminology, when I'm from a big data and data warehousing area, we call historical data, first time load. So when you're loading first time, let's say you created a data warehouse, that would be blank, right? Yes or no? When you create first time a warehouse, it will be blank, no data. Everybody, please agree.
Yes.
Correct.
So you have a production data for 5 years. So we'll take first 5 years of data. So what is called? It called historical load. Yes or no?
Right.
So we have 3 terminologies: historical load, first time load, initial load. Everybody clear? Right?
Yes.
So
Indra, I have just one
yesterday
query.
you loaded all the data. Now today something in production, today evening. So today evening you have to load the data. Will you load entire data or you load only 1 day data? Come on, help me out.
1 day.
One day.
So are you not incrementing in the data? The data, historical data is already pumping. What are you adding the same day, 1 day data? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, that is called incremental data or delta data. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that is very good terminology. Please keep important. You can write it on somewhere. Non-volatile, as I said, insert, update, delete. Now let me tell you, insert, update, delete is not happening in data warehouse, my dear friends. Are you doing insert, update, delete in the operational data? Yes or no?
Yes. Meaning inserts will happen in warehouse, right?
It's called load. It's not inserts. Insert is single record.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's say you're buying one mobile, right?
Mm.
In data warehouse, you won't get one record, right? You want to load our entire day data.
Correct. Yeah.
So the meaning is, it does not mean that you can't go make modification. You do that. But tell me one thing. If you sold one mobile for 1,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, do you want to change this to 15,000 rupees or 8,000 rupees? Will you?
No.
Yes, you will not change. Why? Because if you change the data, you can't do a reporting at all, right? It should be actual. So here you can see, why it's saying read, you can see at the right side, I'm saying only read. So some data is already done, some transaction is already done. You can only see them, right? You can do analysis on that. If you modify the rates, what is the value? Then how do you make sure that you're making it? But may I ask you a question? It'll be something tricky to you, but please, I always give a kind of a eye-opening questions whenever I teach. Let's say there's one requirement, your boss, your CEO of the company says, hey, Gopal, I want a dashboard where I can go and edit my final version. Gopal, you understand what my question is?
No, it never happens.
I'll tell you what happens. So there would be a regulatory reports, right? NSA sends to your, who's regulatory for you?
SEBI.
SEBI. So there would be SEBI reporting coming every weekly, daily, right? So I'm not talking you to SEBI specific, but let me tell you, SEBI has some kind of criteria, right? Less than, greater than. If something going beyond that, it becomes red for you, isn't it? Right? So what will happen? I'll tell you, it happens to me when I was in Saudi, no, I was in Kuwait and working for East West Bank. So there was actually a bank like an RBI, they were an authority where they were looking for a report. And if that goes beyond certain limit, then they have to make changes in order to make the report successful and send it back to, otherwise bank will close, right? So there's a feature called write back. You understand? Write back. So let's say you sold a mobile on 10,000 rupees. That is a you maximum negotiated and you send that, but your boss says, boss, 10,500 is what minimum I can see. Beyond that, I'll kill you. So what you'll do, you'll have 10,000 as a record, add one more column where you put 10,500. Am I clear? Are you guys first of all getting me? Let me tell you first. Let me ask you this question. Are you guys getting me?
So that will be in sense like we are
okay. So
manipulating the dashboard.
Yes, but I'll tell you there are time in a dashboard. Let's say there's a KPI, sales KPI. It shows you 0.02, right? And it's actually orange, not green. For green, what you need is minimum 0.04, 0.05. This is the green. You got my point? So if your KPI gives 0.02, what is comes? Does it give you orange? Right? Are you getting me?
Yes.
So, but management would never like to see them. So what you do, you have one more column there. Don't disturb the old one and put the new one and show this to the customer. Right? Now there's something called, this concept is called write back feature. Right? Power BI does not allow that, to be very honest. It's called MicroStrategy does it. Are you guys getting me? This is a BI feature, my dear friends, and is very, very important. You might take it very light, but trust me, it's very important. So I'll say write back BI tool feature. See. So I'll tell you, see Power BI. Oh, they have come up. The Microsoft introduced a new feature, right? Features. See that?
For write back feature.
So if you talk about write back feature, let me tell you, MicroStrategy does it in Tableau in Power BI. So right, MicroStrategy, which we already worked upon. Cognos also does it. Are you guys getting me? Everybody?
But this particular record will be, means can you store this record back to database?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. So here you have the older data. You can create a new column. You can either replace as well, but replacing is not recommended. You should have a separate one. So it's like old value, new value. You got my point?
Mm-hmm.
So that what is write back feature? Write back has been, around. Can you see that? So they're actually using Microsoft documents and all, and this is what. So they have not too much write back feature right now, but yeah. That's the point. So that's very important. And I'm not saying this is what industry does it. MicroStrategy has, you can see that. Write back, writing multiple rows back to data warehouse. Can you see that, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Write back use cases. So I will not say something which I just wanted to say, something which I already have experience with. And see this. First of all, you guys understood what I've said. That's most important for me.
Chinmay, Jagruti.
Guys, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, we are understanding.
Yes.
Just one question, like in case of that example which you showed, that orange was like 0.02, and what your whatever boss was asking was to have that value higher, like so that is why you added a single row for this KPI sales, which was 0.05.
Column, not true. Row will be
Yeah,
not.
but it would be a record, right? When you are actually adding, or would you be adding against that same record another column?
Yes. So there's a two-way. You can either override that, or you can have a new column. So it's up to you mechanism. Your mechanism, you decide.
Okay, so then what about if we again our boss says that he wants to like revert back to the original value? Or
so you have it, no?
right?
You have it, no?
So this would be like referring to the same column, or we'll be having two columns?
See, see the backend, see the report, man. See here. You can see that report?
Yeah, we can see.
Right? See that pay rate? What is this pay rate? Can you see this?
Yes, you can see.
So here is the data. Now you can see a write back. You can do the changes and you say write back.
Okay.
Right? So two things. It will do all application modification. Either you can go and update the record, or you can have a different record, new record inside. So it's up to you how you decide.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So it's very much available. It's what it is being needed. So Power BI just introduced. It was not there because still my guys were talking last week also. We were actually in terms of getting Power BI. But if Power BI have already started, then we have to also look for the good that I was talking about. Get to know Power BI write back feature. So they have some, Power BI functionality integration platform. So they have some kind of, loophole. Power BI is still not too good in that the Power BI, writing back concepts. But anyway, you understand that Power BI write back. So guys, please take this. I'm just sending you this link. Take a time to take a look. Gopal, especially for you.
Yes.
Another case.
So one question, like I have two columns now. So one will be the write back column and one is the original column. And
Yes.
if I want to cheat, so for some rows, like for one category of rows, I want to choose the original value, and one category I want to choose for the write back values.
Mhm.
Is that will that be possible?
Yeah, definitely. This is your coding, right? This is all about how you display.
Okay.
So you can do one thing. You can have the same copy to the new feature, new write back, and you show that. In case any changes, will show you. Otherwise, it'll show you the same. Or you can add condition. If that value is 0, show this one. Else show that one. Right? This is so I've shared you this YouTube, guys. Don't take it in a normal. It's very serious, very important. Please take a look. Even I have to take it after that discussion because that was new for me now as well. Good. I'm also learning, guys. Thank you. Okay. Is it clear, guys? Non-volatile. Am I making sense? Guys, come on.
Jagruti.
I cannot hear Jagruti. Jagruti, are you there? It looks like talking to somebody.
Yes, I'm there, but I'm facing some problem while unmuting.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry. Yeah.
You have to buy a new laptop. Ask Gopal, he'll give you.
No, it's new only. Maybe.
No excuse then. Okay, no worries. I hope you guys getting right.
Yes.
Jagruti, you can do just Alt A. Alt A, it will mute and unmute you each time. You can toggle it up.
Good, thank you.
It's for everyone.
Yeah, yes. Okay.
I was not aware. Control Shift M is for the Power BI. I use actually Microsoft Team. They have Control M. Control Shift.
No, on Zoom it is Control A
Oh,
to mute and unmute.
Yes, by control. Sorry, Alt A.
Alt A, Alt A.
Yeah, it is being faster.
Good. So am I teaching you or learning? I don't know. I should get paid for it or should I pay for you? Okay, guys. So guys, other people, please be in mute. I see some work and a lot of background noises, some dishwashing and all. So please, this will go to the recording. Okay, so this is the guy who talks about more from an enterprise level. So you want this 4 feature in order to get the data warehousing concepts clear. Now the next new uncle has come and he says, no, I don't want to go for saying data warehouse is a conglomerate of all data marts within the enterprise. Information is always stored in the dimension model. Now this guy says, hang on, you don't need our enterprise data. The data which you need on department wise, put it there, right? So he's saying don't go for 360 view at all. Fine. If you want reporting on this, do it there, or you will do it here. Do it here. So you know what is the benefit? They'll have financials, but very specific. As and when you can keep adding. So benefit is here. This takes more time rather than this takes less time. So let me talk about this guy. So this guy says. So very simple. How many guys are aware what is enterprise and what is department? We have already spoken, while we started, we already said that. Enterprise and department level. Guys, please help me out if you understand this. Everybody.
Say this.
Yeah. What is the enterprise level and what is department level? Give me one example, please. Kimon is here. And Kimball is here.
Say enterprise wise will be like we are considering the whole company and trying to put the data into the warehouse.
Yeah.
So everything, finance department, human resource,
different
accounts.
rolling to one main book. So let's say you have a Pepsi. Let's say you have Google. So they are having one balance sheet by specific country, but there would be a final balance sheet to a rolling to the main country, right? So that is more enterprise. If I say Google India, isn't it? That's very specific. So Google India will talk about only for India specific. Am I clear?
Yes.
So I was working in HSBC, and one of the HSBC guys was talking to one HSBC. I was not thinking what this guy talks about one HSBC. He said a lot of time one HSBC. So I did ask what is one HSBC. He said no, what we're having is enterprise level of application, integrating all these small applications to one application, and every bank will use the same application. That's called enterprise level, right? So every branch you go, they'll be having some Excel sheet. They open an Excel sheet there and they write something and they forget, or they consolidate and put it in the same, So if you talk about today, how many guys went to a bank and said to the in front of a bank system? Anybody has experience? Anybody after the banking background or they've seen the systems? The core banking products are there. Oracle's
I think nobody.
Yes. Come again?
Finacle is there.
Yes, very
I
good.
don't think the team has worked on any of these core banking products.
Yeah, but they can see them. So if you go to the any screen banking guys, they would be net banking and all. They can say, show you, or you can see them. So that is not like an enterprise. It is a bank specific one main server.
Yeah.
So you must have heard server is not working, sir. Server is slow today. Sorry, can't able to log in. So if that is more enterprise. Now there's some local system is also there. For example, a lot of time they already have something like a check or maybe saving. For example, DD. Now these is everything happening here only, but earlier they will have a bank specific, right? So what Kimball says, do with this department level data and design, right? Now, which will be definitely faster. The problem is enterprises, it takes a lot of time. Am I clear? Now let me talk about the differences. You'll be able to understand pretty clear. So characteristic, business decision support requirement, very strategic and very tactical. You guys understand what is strategic? Everybody? Guys, please help me out if you understand.
No, not over here.
Okay, so what happens when your budget comes of your company, there would be strategy made. Am I clear? For entire year. So all the senior folks, definitely not you and me, senior folks like leadership guys, CEO, CFO, head of directors and whatever it is. So they sit together and plan for the next year. That's called a strategy. Am I clear? Right?
Yes.
For example, you have a budget, right? Rail budget, another budget. What happens? They plan for the next year, isn't it? Not for the same year. Yes?
Yes.
So they budget first, and then after 1 year, they do what is the actual and see the gap. Whether railway wasn't benefited or railway was in loss, whatever it may be. Right? Now there's something called tactical. So tactical talks about, now budget is being given to you, but in order to achieve that, something you have to do in 3 months and 2 months and 1 month. Then you'll plan a shorter budget or shorter statistics. Am I clear? Fine? So within the railway, if I talk about catering is one area, fine. Then cleaning is another area. HR is one area. Operations is one area. So everybody will be given a budget. They have to plan their own, and every month there will be a check. Yes, guys.
Yes.
That's called tactical. Now, data integration requirement, guys. Are you aware now? Data integration. The word has again come back here. Integration. Do you remember what the integration means? Everybody remember integration? See the integration, guys. So we have a saving data, we have a current data, fine, and we have a account loans data. So that's integration. Now here, the data integration means you're taking data from different applications and put them together. Am I clear? Data integration. You will be often hear this word, and all the time I would say. Everybody, data integration. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So enterprise was integrator. So you will be taking data on a company level or individual business requirement, maybe a department level. Right? Data structure requirement. Now data, that means multiple and varied information needed in non-metric data. So here we not talk about KPI and all, taking all the data from, apps, HR, admin, your transportation, your cleaning department, housekeeping department, every data is putting in one, and they're not having any metric. Whatever data is produced daily basis, they put it here. So you may be laughing, what is housekeeping data? So if you must have seen in your office, when you go to a washroom, there's a paper, put it on your, especially in door. Have you seen that? And there's a tick mark. Morning cleaning done, mopping done, evening cleaning done, mopping done. Have you seen that, guys? How many?
Yes.
What do you think? Those are data just for time pass?
No, it's their way of having checks, right?
Yes. So it looks easy for me or for you or anybody. That's the data. So those housekeeping data is being updated every 1 hour. You must be thinking every 1 hour, who does it? So that guy who cleaned it, he noted also that how many times he went there. And at the end of the day or every time when we get a half day, full day, he'll updates into the system. You know what? That's also a complete KPI for them. Anyway, so next, now here, the data was full. You loaded all the data. Now, when you say tactical, it says, please take only the data is more summary data, which is KPI based, business performance measures and scorecard required. Do you remember the Excel sheet? The notepad 0.02, 0.045 I've written, right? Orange, green. How many guys remember?
Yes.
0.02 is not a KPI, it's an aggregated data, right? Measuring against some value, budgeted and actual. So there would be a scorecard. What was that value budgeted and what is we have actually, right? So in order to get KPI data, that means a very specific and summary data. So summary data takes less time rather than having it loading all the data. So if I say total sales for today, how many records? Can you help me out? How many values rather? One value, isn't it?
One.
Yeah, but I give you let's say 1,000 transactions. It takes time, isn't it? Why do you need 1,000 transactions? Does your management need transactions? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. No, your management does not need a transaction. They need a how much was expected and how much you achieved. So your company given you, okay, Gopal, I'm giving you 1 lakh rupees for your particular team for going outing. You're going, some, what call gift vouchers or maybe outings or shoppings or whatever party. Gopal ended up spending 1.5 lakhs. So Gopal, will you go back and tell them that, okay, I have 0.5, I'm being actually either have to pay or something, but the extra expenses is 0.5. Yes or no?
Yes.
Does your manager is really interested to know where you expended, what you expended, what did you do that? He'll say, what is the total expense? He says 1.5 lakhs. Sir. So 0.5, then you have to give explanation if they ask. You got my point? So here 1 lakh and 1.5 lakh. So if I say If I do minus budgeted minus actual, what is the value you're getting? Is it minus 0.5?
Yes, that's the
Yes.
difference.
Correct. So are you expecting with the KPI, use green, red, or what? Orange?
Red.
You're in red. So is your management interested to know about red, green, yellow, or is interested in all your transaction what you did? Tell me.
Red, green.
Yes. That's what is the Kimball is saying. Do not give the management entire data. You please give them only KPI, scorecard, or a business performance. So when I say business performance, anybody knows that? KPI, you understand, key performance indicator, just now we explained, right? What is budgeted versus actual. So KPI would be, okay, you need to get your, so your boss says, Gopal, I'll give you 1 lakh rupees, but please you have to save 25% for the next year. So you're eligible to only expense 75,000 this year. You have to carry for 25. So the KPI would be 0.75 would be green. Above than 0.75, less than 85 is orange, and above than 85 becomes red. Guys, are you clear? Everybody.
Yes. So
Guys,
for
I can hear a lot of
us,
background noises. Can please everybody be mute? I see a lot of people talking behind. I have a humble request, guys, be professional. Please be mute. Yes, Gopal, you were saying something.
oh, I was asking that the indicator one where you're saying
Yes.
it is green, yellow, or orange. So that is for you as business performance measure, right? Because it is indicative
No,
of.
that is a KPI.
Okay.
And
So-
that will show you the scorecard. So what you're showing is a scorecard, right? What is the score you earn?
Okay.
So KPI is actually is like you want to you have a complete data. So when I give you, let's say you've given me 1.5 lakh rupees to me. So what is that? It is going beyond that. If I 1.5 lakhs, I'll not take it. I'll take it by your KPI. What is the KPI is? If your data, where it falls. So after 80.85, right? So
Yeah.
0.85 it becomes a red. So you'll not give me 1.5 lakhs to me. You'll give me, okay, 1 point. You give me 1.5, isn't it? So that's the KPI. Now business performance measures. So let's say you must be knowing it. I'm not knowing whether you guys from a sales or not, but let me tell you, every sales guys are given a target. You guys may not be given a target. Am I sure, right, Gopal? No target for you guys, isn't it? Right?
Yes, no target. No, we do have targets. We have to complete projects on time.
That is everybody's problem. So sales target is there, right? Everybody will have a target. Let's say some crore rupees are for this year and that year. So how do you perform them? So where is a business performance measures? So what are the measures you'll be taking care in order to achieve your target? So you say, I'll have to add new customers. I have to get a new revenue. The existing project have to put more resources, right? So those are measures for you. Am I clear?
Can you please repeat? I didn't get that.
Okay. So when I give you target, let's say today, this year, 2021 was target of 15 lakhs to you, right? So here, if I say 2021 and I've given you 15 lakhs target, right? And then 2022, I'm increasing some around, let's say I'm increasing by 10%, or let's say, let's make it 20 lakhs. So now you can see there's a gap of 5 lakhs, isn't it? Correct?
Correct.
So whatever you have of 15 lakhs, so what would be the different businesses you achieve in order to get 5 lakhs? So I do one thing, I'll go for a new customer, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Existing customer. Should I go and sell more? Yes or no?
Yes.
Correct? I can do cross sell. So this is your all measures. This is your business performance measures. Am I clear?
Okay, got it.
Fine. Okay. Now a scorecard requirement, I've already told you what budgeted. So what was budgeted? Let's say 20 lakhs was given, but you scored only 18 lakhs. So what will happen? 20 like, I think it's going to be, give me a second. I'll do it from here. 18 divided by 20.9. No, that's going to be 20. No, it's going to be 18 divided by 20 into 100. 90%. Am I clear? Right. So we achieved 90%. It's still lacking 10%. But depending, remember that KPI scores and all. So if it is 0.5 greater than, I would say 0.5, or let's say, I would say, and, or maybe let's say we have 5.8. So this is okay. 0.8 to 0.9. Good. And anything greater than 0.9 is handsome. Make sense? So where you fall now? Come on, help me out.
Good.
Clear?
Yep.
This is your scorecard. Everybody. Now how scorecard looks like? You know that? If not, we'll show here. So just write score. Image. So you guys have seen, right? This is a scorecard. Right. I'll show you one more. I'll talk about budgeted and what's the scorecard? Budgeted. Balance of scorecard. People say balance of scorecard. They normally name it. Scorecard, budget versus actual. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of them. There we go. I just want to see that you see that arrow sign, especially in your stocks happen, right? Green color, red color. Do you know them?
I showed it.
Arrow sign.
The stocks are going down, going up
yes.
from the last close.
Yeah, this is again a scorecard. See, Q1, Q2 is yellow. This is green. Guys, can you see that? Sales performance scorecard.
Yes, we can see.
Your senior management say, hey, come on, give us a scorecard. Send me the scorecard. We'll talk about this terminology. So you be please aware this. This is called sales performance scorecard, and the logical, they normally call it a balance scorecard. Scorecard budgeting. Just remove this. Right. So this is what we have, balance scorecard.
Yeah, Indra, can you switch back to that previous one which you just displayed? The previous scorecard. Yeah, this one. Yeah. So from this perspective, what we have, region, total sales, Q1, Q2, all these are values, right? So for this Q1, Q3, these are all your KPIs, correct? And as well as including total sales.
Yes,
right?
so you can see the total sales as a number they're showing in dollars.
Yeah.
So Q1 there would be, see now you can see the colors, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean it's like expected as
some category.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So that's a category. That's
so
fine.
This is total is not one total. This is total for 4 quarters.
Okay, fine.
This total sales. Now Q1 will have some value, budgeted and actual. So this is giving you actual. See, overall sales, it is not red, it is orange, not even green.
Correct. So yeah, and from this, what you say as measure. So region is your measure or what?
No, measure is your sales.
Is your sales? Okay.
Yeah. Regions are all dimensions. Okay.
Okay.
I hope looking at this kind of example will help you, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah.
Good. So how you thinking how the training is going on? Are you guys okay, liking it, or you think this is going away, this and that? What is it? Initial that? How are you finding it?
Yeah, it's going okay.
Going okay. Not good. So you're giving again 90%, not 100%. So I'm starting here. Right? No, not okay. 50 to 80%.
Harshal,
yeah.
Harshal and Rajesh, do you have any questions? Because I can't hear from you. Any questions? Any queries?
No, not right now.
You have a chance to take me out today only, man. Don't waste your time. If things are not good, please close the training. If you think this training is going on, please ask a question. There's only two things I can tell you.
Yeah, any concepts you want to repeat?
No, nothing from my end.
Okay.
Okay.
So we've spoken for a data structure requirement. So why do we say data structure requirement? That means you have to do the modeling on these bases. Am I clear? What is data structure based? Data integration, everybody knows, right? Integrating the data. What is data structure? How data should look like, right? Please, everybody. Data structure is relational model, dimensional model, right? We'll talk about in detail. Persistency of data in source system. You know what is persistency? Is there a new terminology? Please ask a question. It seems like I'm the only one speaking. What is persistent data? Come on, help me out. Persistency of data.
It's consistency.
What does the consistency mean?
How often the data change?
Makes sense. Here, because we're getting all the data coming out from different departments, enterprise, the rate would be very high, but here is very specific, so data is hardly changing. Right? Skill set. Everybody know what is a skill set. In order to achieve that, what kind of resources do we need? What technology, what software, what resources, right? We need a bigger team here, whereas we need a small team. Make sense?
Why do we need a bigger team for in-one model?
Okay, so I'm taking a data from enterprise, all the departments. Here I'm saying only one department. I'm focusing on sales of a company or finance of a company, not overall of a company. So
Okay.
more enterprise level, this is more individual or a business report.
Like similar to like we have limited amount of managers and bigger pool of employees who are working under.
Yeah, for example, your stocks, let's give you an example in your area. So if I say there's a daily trading happens. Now in the trading happens, but there would be separate department. There's an authorization department, there's an IT department, there's a balance sheet finance department. Same transactions has a different norms. Am I clear? But overall in your boss, what the CEO wants? CEO wants overall plus minus. What is revenue I'm getting? How much benefit today happened? He does not bother where you're getting data and how you're getting the data. Right? But if you talk about us, you have a finance accountant's guide. Now, accountant people does not matter what sales and buying is happen. He wants the revenue. What is the total plus? What is the total minus? And what is the total outcome today? Am I clear? So for him, data was very small, right? Yes or no? Right. IT guys get all the transaction data, all the plus they added, all these minus they added, and they do a minus and tell you what is. They'll give you two values and they'll figure out the KPIs. So there's a less team. So if you have more data enterprise level, there will be a bigger team. Here, if it's very specific, it's like an individual business requirement. Maybe a sales guys. Sales requirement. For example, you have a daily sales report. DSR, daily sales report. Have you ever heard of? So sales guys go and sells outside and they create a DSR every day. Right? Now, is he worried about what is the total credit and total debit? What is the company performance? What is I'm getting while selling it? No, he's worried on only two things: how much is selling and how much incentive is getting. Let me be very honest and clear. Am I clear what I'm saying? DSR report, is he responsible for how much sales and how much incentive is getting? Beyond that, does it has any value for him?
No.
But does the value is different for their area manager? Does the value is different for their sales director? Same data can have a different values. Am I clear?
Yes.
So
Yes.
if you talk about a higher level, He's not bothered that how individual salespeople are doing it. So if individual level, one salesman need only one TSR, it's a very small job, right? But if you talk about a company level, isn't it a bigger job? Yes. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So time constraint, definitely this is a bigger project will take more time, and a small project takes less time. Make sense?
Yes.
Cost to build higher and lower. Okay. So this is what it is right now. So this what is being very important. Everybody has clarity on that inborn and Kimball.
Yeah, one thing on the persistence of data, the data will be stored in MMOL model will be on the will be an ER kind of model or 3NF.
See, I'll tell you, logically, when you go, we have 3NF for both.
Okay.
There's a dimensional model, there's a relation model, and relationship is there for both areas. The only area is they are more dimension level and fact level. Here is a primary key and foreign key, and we have a master detail relationship. There's a only the modeling is changes. They are all 3NF.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there is one more thing, like I'm not sure. Data vault.
Data vault. Okay,
Yeah,
data vault is actually like a data vault mostly used in an archiving. For example, AWS Glacier. Have you heard that?
Yes.
That is data vault. Right?
Not data vault modeling. Modeling. I was referring to data vault modeling.
Data vault modeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some other terminologies you have to come with. I may not be knowing the terminology, but yes, I never heard this. What exactly is the name? If you can just let me know.
Let me see if I'm giving the right terminology.
Maybe I'm not seen. Last 20 years I've never heard this. Maybe something new for me. I will. Okay. Any other question, guys? Okay. Now, few tools available for a data warehousing products. So you guys must be knowing it. ERWin for data modeling. Toad data modeler is also available. Informatica, you guys have heard. Talent, you guys have heard. BODS, data integration. This is more like a data integration tool, ETL tool. Everybody know what is ETL? The next chapter we'll talk about in that. Guys, all good so far? Any question which I can help you with?
No, nothing as of now.
Okay, other people, please attendance, please say yes, yes, or no, no, whatever you have. Please tell me you have any question, everybody, one by one. No question.
No, nothing from us.
Yeah, Gopal, you're not from my side right now.
Okay. Other guys?
Rajesh, Harshal.
I just have one query, Indra. Just can you explain how we store the write back data, or how is it?
How do we store?
Yeah, means with the help of example, is it comma separated that in the one column only, or how is it?
So let's say there's a table. I have a KPI, name, budgeted, value.
Just one more request, Indra. Would it be comfortable if you show it in Excel also, because like that will be maybe for our viewing purpose better.
Sure. I'll do that. But just now, can I complete this for in future? I'll take that.
Yeah, sure.
Or let me take this then. Let's say some IDs there. So I'm talking about one KPI name is sales KPI. The budgeted value is, let's say, 0.85, the actual value is 0.36, right? And you want a threshold value, or you don't need a threshold, you can do a calculation from there only. You can say, now here if you can see, you can get orange, so green, orange, let's talk about orange, green, or red and green. So these three things you have to show on your dashboard. So in order to do a calculation, what you're going to do is you will take this, right, divide by this. You get it, right? If you talk about a percentage, you can talk about this. So 42% somewhere around. No, it's not 42%. It's wrong. It's wrong. So if I take this, divide by this.
Actual by budgeted, right? Into.
Or you can do a minus, sorry. It's not that we have to do. This is what I'm saying, this minus this. So 0.9% is not being actually got. So you point, if I talk about 100 minus this. .39. So basically, you have to get this certain KPI calculation in order to get now, which is, there will be range. What is orange? What is green? What is red? So let's say you're getting some range out here, and you've been showing displaying on a dashboard. Now this is the dashboard. Now if you want to do a write back here, so write back has to be specific KPI against, right? So there's a values being showing and showing some green, red. So write back value, you can say I want to put 0.56. Now two opportunity here. You write this and say write back actual value. Am I clear?
Yes. Okay.
In this case, what is happening? You're not disturbing anything here, right? You have older value and you have newer value. Now, if you want to create a new record, yes, you can do that, but there'll be problem in order to get the new record. Then you have to put a flag here, new, old. That is very, kind of a tedious job. So better you have an old value. So this can be old value, this can be new value, whichever you want, or you can write back actual value or actual value. Make sense? So here, rest, let's say nothing is there, you can be a 0. So you can see if this is 0, take this one. If it is not equal to 0, take this one. Fine?
Okay.
I hope you got the answer.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Are we
Is there
good?
one question here?
Yeah.
If there are multiple write backs, then the same column will be updated.
No, depends on your designing. How many write back you wanted to have?
But will it be a bad design to alter a table every time we have a write back?
The answer is yes. Give me a second.
So it won't be a feasible as there will be every time the table will be altered, and every time we have to change the logic to get the write back value. That will be part of a bad design,
Yeah,
according to me.
give me 1 minute, man. Give me 1 minute. I'll just come. Sorry, yeah. So to answer your question, definitely it's a bad design. We should not have so many write backs, because write back is a important feature, is only available for few managers and senior managers. It cannot be practiced.
What we can do is create another table where we can just dump all the write backs and get the latest one.
You have to do joining and lot funda. Don't do that. That's not a right design, because data is not small, sir. It is a summary data. It is not a detailed data. Data, see, I'm currently working with a customer. It has a 55 petabytes of data. Can you do with the 55 petabytes of data? Impossible. You cannot. So the preference is one column is enough.
No, without joining also we can get the data. We just have to get the latest one.
Right, sir. But you have to do a query, no?
Yes.
55 petabytes data. How do you do query then? It's going to be huge. Understand my scenario. So the answer is you should have one write back and you can override that. And you should not do all the time. Don't do a solely changing dimension type that, okay, how many times you did changes, which is the latest one you want. That is a very different story. But that's only few times it's needed, not every time. You never heard that, right? You guys in BI for a long, but you never heard that. I told you today because this is very important. So that is also needed sometime. Right. So herewith, would you like to have a small break for 10-15 minutes, max 20 minutes, and then you will come back and finish it. So how do you think the training is going on? Are you guys getting in? I'm getting very less questions, to be very honest. I'm expecting more. Gopal and team.
Yes, things looks fine for me. Let me see the team. Rohit, any questions from your side? Are you following? Rohit, Tejas?
No, nothing from my side till now.
Nothing for now. Indra.
Anyone else? Jagruti, Harshal?
No, not right now.
Okay. So let's take a break, a small break, and we'll come back and we'll finish this session. So far, so good. If you have any question, feel free to ask me more questions because more interactive make me more alive.
Right, I understand. So it's 10:01. What time do you want to come back?
Before 20. Before 20. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Stay tuned. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Maybe you can keep all the sessions right away. Keep the sessions alive. Don't log out from the session.
Not logging out is only will be the paused mute, but everybody will be in mute, so the recording will have the background noises. That's it. It's only mute, nothing else. Thank you.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, Gopal, I'm back.
Anyone else?
Yes.
Yes, I'm also back.
Tejas, you are back, right? No, Rohit.
Yes.
Rohit. Rohit.
Rohit.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there.
Chinmay, you there?
Yes, yes, there.
Rajesh? I think we can start, Bhushan. अभी तक concepts clear है ना सबके? Whatever Bhushan has been going through.
Yes, Gopal.
So time variant, delta load. Power BI सबके यहाँ पे इंस्टॉल है ना?
नहीं है गोपाल, मेरे पे नहीं, क्योंकि
Desktop version.
पावर बीआई डेस्कटॉप मेरे विंडोज 7 नहीं सपोर्ट कर रहा है। मैंने ट्राई किया।
Same.
फिर कैसे करोगे? 2007 में नहीं सपोर्ट कर रहा है। डाउनलोड भी नहीं हो रहा है।
डाउनलोड तो कर दिए थे ऑलरेडी ना, इंस्टॉल ही नहीं हो रहा है। वो ओपन करने के बाद में एरर आ रहा है, बताता हूँ।
तो फिर उसका कुछ एडिशनल कंपोनेंट्स इंस्टॉल करना होगा। 2007 कैसे आपके पास? लेकिन वो तो बहुत ओल्ड वर्जन है।
विंडोज 7 2007 में।
विंडोज आपको मींस फ्रॉम कंपनी से ही आपको मिला ना लैपटॉप?
हाँ, ऐसा एरर आ रहा है।
I can't see Sally on this call. उसने ज्वाइन किया था?
नहीं, she has not joined. I tried calling her up, but I think phone नहीं, बात नहीं हुआ उनसे।
एक बार ये क्वेरी डाल दीजिए आप क्वेश्चन को, मींस इसको कैसे कॉन्फ़िगर कर सकते हैं, मे बी कोई लिंक वगैरह मिल जाए।
हाँ हाँ।
You guys are back? Everybody's back?
Yes,
Yeah.
everyone's back. We can start.
Good, good, good. Thank you. Okay, so we are good at the basic. You go ahead.
Yes, one of our team members, Chinmay, he has a Windows 2000, Windows 7, and he's not being able to install this Power BI.
Windows 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, and getting an error is just trying to post it over there.
No worries, we'll take it offline. You just send me the configuration, what exactly they have.
Yeah, sure, I will send it. Yeah.
Okay. So we are good from the basics, I believe. Anybody has any question, feel free to ask me. I'm just taking it ahead. No question, should I proceed now?
Yes, please.
Okay. So now we talk about a kind of a data warehousing category. So where is a data warehouse? What are the different type of data warehousing people have been using, and for what is the reason behind? So we have information processing, we have analytical processing, and we have data mining. So when you talk about information, so there would be a kind of a basic understanding where you want to go and get the processing of data. There would be a basic query, statistical analysis and reporting, dashboard, charts, graphs, more like information data where you can just see all the informations, right? That's the data warehouse, the purpose behind them. Now there's something called analytical processing. So you have the data, but you want to go and see the insights. In order to get my decision support system ready or decision ready. So you want to do, okay, let's go into drilling inside, let's go and drill up, slice and dice. So first of all, should I talk about and ask question, what is slice and dice and what is drill down, drill up? Anybody is aware? Pivoting and summary tables. Before I talk about something else. How many guys are aware with these all concepts?
Drill down and drilled up, I'm aware. Slice and dice, not sure.
Everybody?
I think most of the team members are not aware. Please,
okay, good.
Maybe you can explain.
Yeah. So let's say if you talk about yearly data, quarterly sales, and let's say yearly sales. I'm sorry. Right, then we have a monthly sales. Then we have a daily sales. Everybody, is it clear? So you have 4 types of sales you have. So if you see that dashboard, we just now have seen on the screen where we have a Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4 data. You saw that green, orange, you were actually showing in a dashboard. Just now you saw. It's gone, actually it was there. So if I have to go specifically and see from year to quarter, quarter to month, month to daily. So there's something called date hierarchy. So what is a hierarchy? Is it year, quarter, month, and day? Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
So at time, a lot of people would be interested to know what is the yearly sales, and within the year we have Q1, Q2, and Q4. Am I clear? Right? Then you have
right.
M1 to M12. Everybody. And then we have up to 31 days.
Yes.
When you see these detail or this summary actually in your dashboard, first of all, the detail, I mean, every transaction you're not worried. Every sales transaction you're not worried. You want to see it sum up with the year. What is the yearly total? if we break it down, so we can drill, we can say drill down. So this is what drill down. I'm drilling little more down, is going to quarter, right? When I click any of the quarter, let's say Q1 to Q4. So if I go for Q1, they'll be having from 1 to 12, we'll have 1 to 4, right? In 12 months, it is respectively, whichever quarter you click in, it will show you the months. Am I clear? So if it is Q1, then you have M1 to M4, everybody, right? And then within the month, whichever month you created, let's say if you go and click the second month, then how many days? You may have 28 to 29 days, depending on the leap year. Right, guys?
Yes.
So this is called drilling down from year to quarter, quarter to month, month to day. And then you have a total sales. So this total sales can be based on everywhere. It can be based on year. It can be based each quarters. Am I clear? It can be based each month, and it can be based on each day. So going from top to bottom is called drill down. Am I clear? Right?
Yes.
Now, if you come into a day, you have to go up, right? You have to go to month, then you have to go to quarter, and then you have to go to year. Am I clear? This is called drill up. Everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. Now there's something called slice and dice. So if you see, everybody have seen a cube, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
Right? So there's a slicer. What slicer is? Do you remember? What is slicer?
You can cut the cube into pieces. That could be one of the slice.
So
Take out a slice
of your cube, one piece, single piece, right?
Right.
So if I ask you, give me only Q2 sales over all the hierarchy. I'm interested on Q2 sales only. Is it I'm slicing? Yes or no? After all my detail, I want to see only my Q2 detail. So entire data is there. I want to take one piece. That's called slicing, right? So entire data is there. I want to get into only one data, one detail, which is Q2, and that is called slice. Now, what is dice? Dice would be if you further go and make some changes and you wanted to play with the quarters value. So that's basically more a dicing. You're getting in more drilling down into the slicer. Within the Q2, we have a monthly detail, we have a weekly detail, we have a daily detail. So that's called slice and dice. And you're basically cutting the information in pieces and you are working on that pieces. So those called slicing and dicing. Then you already know the drill up and drill down.
Can you repeat for the dice?
So basically, if I see slice and dice, I'll give you the actual technical example. So let me talk about slice and dice data. So basically, you're cutting data into pieces. So you can see here. Slice is an operation that selects one specific dimension from a given data cube and provides us new subcube, while a dice is an operation select two or more dimensions. So basically, dicing is like you may have same data and you have one more data, you're combining them and making a new subcube, right? That's actually called dicing. So you can see here, it says, forget about a data cube, just understand a cube, forget about data cube. Just say there's a cube. So saying slice is an operation that selects in one specific dimension. I mean, one area of data from your cube. and provides a new sub queue while the dice is in operation and selected 2 or more dimensions. So if you have one portion of one dimension and you have another portion for another dimension, and then you start working upon. So if I say sales quarterly data and I say the sales operations on a 2 quarters or a 2 different dimension, or let me explain a little bit more here. So you have this. Now you've asked sales performance by quarter. Right? Or as individual sales executive or individual salesperson's performance. Now Q2 is the data which I'm talking about, a sales, total sales, right? But I'm saying I also want other person's performance on Q2. Am I clear? Yes or no?
Other person's
No.
performance.
Sales performance.
See,
so for example, sales is basically an employee, right? Staff or employee, whatever you call. Employees. So when you have a sales data, do you have employees? Yes or no?
yes.
Yes. But right now, what you're looking at in this slice?
Only the sales guys.
Correct. But you want to add employee as well on the sales. And then you want to do some operations. So in this case, I have this sales plus the sales executive or the employee, whatever we call employee performance. So when you book a sales, is it against the salesperson or executive or whichever data entry guys? Even you buy in a Big Bazaar or D-Mart, wherever you go, there's a guy on the counter who takes your barcoding and execute that, right? And you pay the bill.
Yes.
So I've seen on your invoicing bill, there's a written operator 1, operator 2, or operator name is also written. You've seen that? On the bill.
Yeah, it could be. It should be. Yeah, some mention is
correct. When you book a sales, it is against the employee. No, who books a sale?
yes, the employee.
So I want to see the sales, but I want to see the performance of employee in Q2. This is called dicing. So when you have 2 dimensions, you have a sales dimension, also you have employee dimension. Correct? So what is writing? While dice is an operation, select 2 or more dimensions from a given data cube, which provides a new sub cube. You understood? So here I'm saying earlier it was only sales data. So this is called slicing. Dicing will have employee operations also with the employee performance. So I can say employee wise sales performance. Am I clear? Have you ever heard that? Employees wise quarterly sales performance. Right?
Yes, right.
So that is called dicing. Clear? So it's saying 2 or more dimension from a given data cube and provide a new subcube. So basically it's creating a new subcube. So we have a sales data and employee data. If you combine together, what will happen? Right? It's a new subcube, right?
Right.
Which has sales, I'll say sales by employee, or we call sales executive. So let me show you that similar stuff. So give me a second. Where is that image? Which is here. So see here. You can see with the top cut employees. Can you see that employees revenue? No, this is expected revenue. Give me a second. I will show you. I can show you directly in my dashboard rather than going there. Give me a second. Sales analysis is closed. Okay, I'll show you. So basically, if you want to get a sales by employee for particular quarter, for particular store, particular product. So you're dicing it. Am I clear? You have multiple data for one specific group. I'll show you.
I got it. I got it. But team, did you understand? Anyone?
I'll show you the dashboard, then people will be able to, understand that more better. So people may ask you, I need to slice and dice. So please write your queue properly. I can do a slicing and dicing. Okay, come on, load, man. Can you see that revenue by employees? It's coming up now. Can you see here?
Yes, we can see that. Yeah.
So this is what? Is it not dicing? You're getting revenue by employees. So first of all, if I talk about 1 year, let's talk about 2016.
Just one question here. You're saying revenue by employees. Is it this is pertaining to one single quarter? Is it like that, or how is it?
I'm selecting. I can select. Right now I've selected all. Let me go to 1 quarter and go for 1 year. Can you see that?
Okay.
So can you see this revenue is coming out? So actually it's coming revenue. Revenue is what? It's a sale. I'm saying quarterly, yearly sales by employee. So we are dicing it. We have more than one dimension. Correct? And if I talk about a specific product, let's say I'm selecting this. No sales for them for quarter. For this quarter may not be having. How about the all quarters? They don't have any data. Anyway. So this is how it is. Fine. Again, you stores, revenue by category, revenue by customer, revenue by year. And I'll talk about hierarchy. That's the hierarchy. We'll talk about more in detail. See, it comes quarter. It goes month. It goes days. Make sense, guys? Everybody?
Just one, Indra. So now the one which you are just showing a revenue by year, you're toggling month and quarter. Right. So this is your slice operation, correct? This is happening over your entire queue.
Yes, yes.
And
this is more hierarchical data and which is actually slicer.
Okay, and the second one which you are showing for employees,
now we have,
this is pertaining
yearly data, revenue, and the employee.
Right.
Right. Date dimension, measures, and employee dimension. 2 dimensions are there. Correct?
Correct. Yeah, I think I got it.
Okay, good. Okay, now the next was summary, pivoting and summary table. Everybody.
Indra, can you keep that desktop itself, because if it will be great for us if we can correlate it with directly with what is actually visible on screen. So for example,
I would. Yeah. That was I was showing all these images and nothing I found in image. So open my dashboard. No worries.
Yeah. It's okay if you don't have more data. It's just that if we can see it of what we are saying on Power BI.
That's the reason I put it in. So nothing to worry. I'll put it in. Whenever I feel like I'll be showing you. So pivoting, everybody have worked in Excel sheet?
Yes.
What is pivoting in Excel sheet?
We can get a summary of what data. We can filter the data using
summary table. That's a summary table. What is pivoting?
We can get average and count of the data value using pivot table.
Summary. Count, min, max, average. That's a summary.
It's like one particular, the table is there in one sheet where we have all data, and then if you're filtering it, what table is formed is that is the pivot table which you're saying.
Correct. So tabular form is you have X and Y format for your summary data. Make sense? And you can select your rows and columns. I mean X and Y. You can also change it, right? So have you ever understand transpose? How many guys knows what is transpose?
Yeah, we do that. You know.
Interchanging X and Y.
Perfectly fine. So this what you can do in pivot table. Summary table you can't do. Summary table is fixed. Now summary table is same. If I say yearly and quarterly and monthly and daily sales. So I'll get some value here, some value here, some value here, some value here. Right? So this is summary table fixed. Is it clear? But pivoting, you can have X and Y. So Power BI will also help you in pivoting and summary table. Fine. But summary table is going to be separately. You have to create a new table. And that table has only the values. Make sense? The aggregated value. Aggregated means calculated values. Now you can see here, it is a year level. I can also add product ID. Right? I can add customer ID like a fact table, very simple. You have a fact table and top of that you have an aggregation table. I'll talk about in the next chapter. I have a module where we have fact and dimension tables. Where is that? Presentation. So guys, I'll talk about here more in detail. Okay.
Yeah. Indra, I had one question pertaining to this pivot table,
yes,
which we do create in Power BI itself. So I suppose it is called like the matrix table format, right? That is the same which we are referring as to pivot table, correct?
Correct, correct.
Yeah. So when we can we like export that data in the form of pivot table itself in Power BI? Because that is one of the requirements which we have in our project itself.
As it is a pivot.
Yeah, as it is a pivot.
And you want to play with the data as well?
No, I don't want to play with data. Once I have played with data, like I have created one pivot view, which I require. That is the one I need to export also.
Export as a PNG?
No, as an Excel file.
As an Excel?
Yeah.
I need to come back and check. Can I answer you a little later? I need to do some exercise because you have never done pivoting. Nobody downloaded. This is the first time I'm looking in. But if something comes up, I'll let me check it up. And I'll come back to you.
Because it's one of the requirements.
Actually, we have a lot of reports in our project where we need to download the data in the pivot format.
Okay, why don't you just put me somewhere in email and send it to me via your L&D department. Fine. Okay. Yeah. Any question you have similar to that question, but we will take it offline and post of the training. Okay. Make sense? You can have a couple of questions, whatever you have. If possible, I'll help you, and I'll probably have to look into it. Right? Okay. Yeah. No worries. Good. So I hope you guys getting the point, what I'm trying to explain you a bit. So slice and dice, drill up, drill down, pivoting and summary table. Everybody is clear. No response.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So that's called analytical processing. Okay. You are doing analysis of the data. Am I clear? Earlier I was just displaying graphs, tables, this is only information. But when you're going slicing, dicing, like we call OLAP, online analytical processing, right? The third is called data mining. Now data mining is actually data science today, to be very honest. So you can create a pattern, you can have a model against the data and find out. So let's say give you a very simple example in data science. What you do, if let's say there's 100 students and everybody got 100% marks, is it seems to be a little fake? Yes or no? Yes. Is it fake or is it real? Can it be possible all students can get 100%?
No.
Okay, so what you'll do? Let's say I've given a pre-test and everybody of you becomes 100%. What I'll do then? I'll be very happy first of all, but does it really possible? Come on, help me out. So I'm talking about in respect of data.
It looks like there is a mess. So we have to check out the data. What was the data input data has been there. We should look at it, analyze the data.
You want to go
Everything has
and
been-
check all of the data, all of the 100 students?
Yes, probably yes.
Wrong.
No, I think maybe there would be some
No,
problem with
we
the
have
pattern
two
itself.
For
people.
example,
Yes.
I'll go for 10th board
Or
exam. Chalo,
where-
that way. There's 15 million of students have given exam. Or let's say 1.5 million. Now, will you go and check paper for all of them? How do you solve this issue? Come on, help me out.
No,
Like we have to
definitely
take a
not.
slice of some portion, like 10% of those 1.5 or 5% of them, and then studies the 5% of students.
How do you decide the percentage, madam?
Mm.
Okay. So
So
there's something called select.
Random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other way around. Random select. Ever heard? Have you heard that income tax guy came to a specific guy and put an income tax rate? Why not income tax is for everybody? It is a random. Same like here, 1.5 million. Checking a paper and each paper is impossible. So what we do? We take a random select. Now percentage is vary. So the logically percentage which I've seen, one of my senior, he was having 35 years in IT experience, and in data science, he was having more than 25 years experience. And he told me 1% to 7% in between. I don't know, it looks good to you or bad to you. I'm not sure. This is what he told me because I'm not from data science. So he said maximum you can go for 10%. Because if everybody is 100%, how do you check them? So randomly you take a student and give her 10%, 1 to 10% data, and then you do your model. So that modeling, checking the data, right? All the model will have some query. So we call actually testing. So we do a testing on all the random guys, and followed by you figure out whether it's a fake or a real. Fine. I can't go for retest, but data science can help you to do this. Everybody's clear?
Yes.
No. Okay. How many guys?
So, I mean, my question is one that even if you do random select,
yeah,
and after that you like query this 1 to 10% of this 1.5 million people. I mean, what is that you're inferring? Say if you find that yes, they all. I mean, what? How are we saying that 100% is correct or 100% is wrong?
Okay. So number one, in the data science world, they never says 100% correct. They talk about near truth or about truth, fine, which is 80 to 90%. So even you given a 10%, I may not get 100% result here. You got my point? This is impossible to get 100% result. They give you from more than 80%. That is what I'm saying. But yes, but they all are 100. No, all this guy got 100%. So for them is the same. So in order to get, everybody can get 100%, they go for their scorings, right? And they figure out. So 1% is how much data? Help me out.
It's 0.5, 0.015.
No, 1.5 million, which is 15 lakhs.
Yeah, it would be 15,000.
1500.
15,000 or 20,000 records. So this is again a check. It is not, they never says it's 100% correct. Within that 1%, it becomes 100% for me and give you some around 80% clarity. So that's what data science does it. It helps you to do kind of a testing and figure out. Data mining is the same. This is quite a bit similar. So I'll give you one example. If you're okay with this, how many guys, I think, I know being a Corona time, nobody is going it. So, but you guys have done a lot of shopping on the malls, especially D-Mart, Big Bazaar in India. What else? There, Walmart has also come in India. So you guys do Tesco and other Tata, whatever, get into the data mining. So when you go to the counter where you do the invoicing, you see there's a small, I would say, stands are there, and that stands has chocolates and batteries and other stuff. So have you seen that on your counter?
Yes.
Yes.
I have a question. Why they kept it there?
Based on if people just randomly pick up, because to increase their sales. They are most commonly used products.
I would agree and disagree too. How do you decide it? And when somebody have decided this? And what logic behind that? Someone must have decided, right? And that becomes a pattern.
Yes. For example, there are counters of chocolates available. So if little children come along with their parents, they will go for the chocolates first.
But who have decided that, sir? And how that the implementation has come?
Based on
Their
the
experience on sales of chocolates. No?
Yes.
Based
Well,
on the previous
data.
sales pattern.
Yes. So I'll tell you one thing, very often happens that you buy everything and a small item, even you written in the list, like a battery, you forget. Yes or no? You focus on bigger stuffs on your buying and you intend to forget, and something important you need to buy, you go back and do only one billing for battery. Yes or no?
Yes.
So basically what data mining does it, they go and see the data pattern, how people are buying it, and why the guy come back very next day. If let's say you have not done the battery, and battery is over, and I have, let's say, only one Walmart in my 5 kilometers, you'll come back to me, right? And buy the battery with me. Yes or no? After 1 day or 2 day or 5 days. So I can see the pattern. Are you guys getting me?
Yes.
Yes.
So I have decided to keep battery on my counter. Now battery can give you some 1% sales up, but the chocolates, why chocolates are there, which you have given a very right answer. Kids comes and buy chocolates, and especially, don't take me wrong, there are girls, ladies are also like a lot of chocolates, good flavor, and they would be standing there while doing a kind of a billing. Let's take this one. No, people does it. Even men also do, I guess. Even I do sometimes. So that will increase the sales, but chocolate was never been the data pattern. This is just a fancy items. A lot of I see razors are there, right? Then I see a lot of perfumes, 1 or 2, and also the new launches. Remember, the new launch comes on your desk. So when you buy, and there's something, you can see something new which you never saw before. Yes or no? Are you have the same experience?
Yes.
Yes.
So basically, one, you increase the sales, and second, you definitely have done some data pattern and finding. So you can see what is this saying. Data mining is talking about finding hidden pattern and associations, constructing analytical models, performing classification and predictions for data. These mining results can be visualized as visualization too. So predictive modeling or classifying, very important. So what do you think a battery can be classified where? In which kind of product? Can you help me out?
Electronics.
No. Battery never be electronics. Anybody else?
Utility.
Quite right. What else? We call it extras.
Okay.
Extras. Battery, you often see that somebody coming only for a battery. How many times it happened? You walked on a store from your home, you drove a car for 5 kilometers and buy a battery, come back to home. How many times in your career you did?
None.
So this is extras. It is not too much of needful. Even battery is not there next time you go and buy. But something's very important. While you're buying and you go back and buy again, or somebody buys only a battery, then there's a question. Then the people will go in the finding and hidden pattern. Okay, I'll give you one more example to understand. I don't know how many cases you've experienced, but when I go abroad, there would be a kind of a liquor shop within the within the Walmart, or within the India we have a metro. Metro, if you see that, I don't know, Mumbai, Delhi, you have a metro there. Do you have a metro warehousing? Metro departmental store. Have you heard that?
Yes, we have it in Mumbai.
Oh, you have in Mumbai. So metro, if you go, there's a liquor shop. You must have seen. So if you go abroad, there's a liquor shop. In front of liquor, they would be having a lot of cracker. I mean, what's all it's called? Sorry, snacks, not crackers. It's snacks, newly launched and old. And especially in weekend, they give you 50% off, 1+1. Why? And what is the benefit? The same snacks given $2 in Monday to Friday, and weekends is a $2, you get 2. I mean, it's only $1. Why?
Maybe they're expecting more sales on weekends.
That too, liquors, you'll have snacks only, right?
Right.
Most of the people, or the people who have a liquors, they prefer to have ready-made snacks rather than going and making it. So I'll tell you that $2 for Monday to Friday sales would be only 5 to 10%, whereas a weekend the same sales grows up to 40 to 50%. And I'm not joking, seriously, I have seen that. Okay, the other new, I would say the liquor who's being launching, they give you 50% or 80%. Sometimes they give you free during the weekends, not on weekdays, because the sales will increase. People who try a new liquor. Fine. So those are basically patterns, hidden data, which you see and you decide your business, which will definitely help you more better. Am I making sense, guys?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, the next is business intelligence. What do you think business intelligence tools are helping you? And for what it is? Please help me out. What is a BI tool from your understanding or point of view?
Yeah, which is helping me make better decisions in my expertise, in my field of expertise.
Yeah, that's more from an decision per se, but why BI tool is different than other tools?
Rather than doing
Is giving me
yeah, go ahead, Chinmay.
it is giving me information about the data. I mean, what like the one which we mentioned, like
That Excel sheet also does it, no? Excel sheet also does it. Why did a BI tool then?
Size might be one reason. Like
volume, using
volume, yeah.
Okay, what else?
It helps to give interactive and attractive insights
Makes
from the
sense
data.
with the visual, right? So visualization. Excel
Yes.
sheet also has a visualization, but not too much of interactive, right?
Yes.
So the BI tool, now BI tool is also two level. One is a business intelligence tool like a MicroStrategy, Oracle Cognos, or SAP BO, Business Object. But now we also have come up in-memory self BI projects like a Tableau, Power BI, ClickView, right? If you want to create a dashboard in Power BI and you have to create in ClickView, for that you do not need a big training. Without training also you can create some dashboard. The only logic is when you do a training, you get more vast knowledge. So self BI is any business people who is a power user can also create drag and drop and see that data. Make sense? It does not need a very 5 years training or 6 months training on specific project and product, and then you make it. So it's a self BI. So anybody can do it. So BI tool is help you, and there's a techniques which takes your raw data, right? Which gives you a meaningful insight in the form of pictorial or visual forms. So let's say you have a sales and you have a profit. How do you see in Excel sheet? There will be 2 different columns, and that 2 numbers, and that 2 everyday data, monthly, weekly, and yearly data, and quarterly data. That gives you massive data. You will not that is not the way you want to see them. So even the Excel sheet, you can create a chart, right? Fine. But I don't know where you can create a trend chart or not, because I've not worked too much in Excel. So the charting side. So basically, if you want to see a trend, the sales and profit, you can do that, and you can interact them also as and when is needed. Make sense? So the dashboard you just saw, which I've opened it, you can do interactions. You can make changes, and we'll show you that. Right? So basically, BI tool, it helps you data warehousing, data to come up in a platform. So it has 2 different ways. It creates a dashboard, it creates a reports, it creates a scorecarding. So BI tool helps you in so many things, right? So definitely data is loaded at one place, is more integrated, KPI based, more summarized data in order to see those detail on your dashboards. So BI tool allows discovery analysis, and it also helps you to make a decisions, looking at your sales, target, budgeted, actual value, you can plan. Make sense? Now there would be a real-time production live data or offline. What does this mean, guys? Help me out. Last line. Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Offline data is data that is already stored, and real time is which is gets updated every few minutes or seconds.
Yeah, but why do we need a dashboard on that? Give me a practical example.
To view the change in data or change pattern change in data.
So if I'm a sales guy, I'm a sales head, do I need to go and see every sales transaction adding to my revenue? Does it make sense to me?
No.
Then give me
the
a
pattern in which the sales happen. For example, on which day the sales are more, on which day the sales are less. So that pattern can be studied.
No, that will not give me the right answer. Anybody can give me a real-time answer. Why do we need a real-time dashboarding? Think from a real business challenge in your life.
If someone is visiting particular website, so how many number of users have visited that particular website, you can check after 1 hour or 2 hours.
No, that's not the life. It is not do and die situation, sir.
It can be related to
life,
the ad related data.
Let's talk it to your real life. In your real life, where do you think is very important for you? That has to be there. Think. Please think over. It's very important.
You're talking with respect to domain, or how is it?
Anything in your life. Where do you think
So you can say that stock market domain.
बैंक्स में कोई ट्रांजैक्शन करते हैं तो वो टाइम पे.
Correct. That is one. But that is still not live for you. You have your
market data.
You get a balance on your mobile phone. You get a message.
stock market data, which is continuously changing.
Yes, I like it. Somehow you can do it. Can help you to make your decision for buying or selling stocks. I like it. It's
Yes.
good. How
So
about if
we
I
can.
give you? How would you give you example for healthcare? Somebody operation is happening. I want to see the pulses. The complete health checkup on a dashboard. Guys, are you there with me?
Hello, can you repeat, Indra?
I said somebody is doing operation on the bed, and the other doctors monitoring everything. So there's one dashboard gives all nerve systems and nervous system, the pulses, everything just now, same time. Will it be important?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Very important. Yeah.
Okay. How about the
Also,
flight and train?
yeah, also video feeds for maybe traffic congestion or
Yeah, that is fine. How about the this transportation, especially airways and flight? When you must have seen evening you have a flight and you morning you get a message that we have 2 hours delay. How come you get 2 hours delay in the morning? You have a flight in the evening. Flight can cancel, can be delayed. So you get it a day before or maybe a same day and few hours before. Before you start from home, you get the message. How many guys agreed with me?
yes, yes. Also, even using Google Maps, right, while traveling also.
Yes.
And
No, Google
also,
Map does not give you live update, honestly speaking.
yeah, it
That
doesn't, but
this says that because he has to sell the product, they're making us fool, honestly speaking. He does not do a live update. Otherwise, you will have a hot what's called pothole in the road. You won't find in the Google at all. It does not the live update. Sometimes Google takes you to a jungle.
oftentimes.
It happened to me as well. So recently we traveled to Goa last December. It put me in some other route. So I need to ask physically to the people and come back from the other route. Anyway, so basically we have a dashboard which is live and we are also offline. For a sales analytics, yes. How about a social media? Number of tweets. You know what is social media power? Anybody knows that? Do you think it's joke? People says I have a CFO email address and something you do email. Email will take time to get respond, but if you do it, it will happen in seconds. Anybody have tried? No, yes. First of all, you agree with me what I'm saying.
Yes, yes, Indra.
I was there in Singapore, and I got my flight to India back in 6:30 a.m. And my friend was supposed to travel to Dubai. He was from Dubai, and he got flight, somewhere around. It was expected by 6:30, 7 o'clock, and it was delayed for almost 9 hours. And he was a chartered accountant of Standard Chartered Bank. What he did, he just tweeted to Singapore Airlines saying that extremely likely to happen delay here, and I don't want to stay here for 9 hours. Please do it something for us, something for me. You believe it or not, 13 minutes then after he got an email and got a call from Singapore Airlines, 13 minutes, and the next flight was 8:30 a.m. and he got into the flight. He shown that live tweets to us, and the CEO was responded back, apology for delay, and my guys are giving a new flight adjustment. We'll getting shortly. And he got an airport people coming rushing to him, and he got the new flight. I was really shocked. How come it happened? And he himself was shocked. Do you think it's a really right true story? And how this happening? Somebody writing a tweet. So somebody is watching the dashboard, right? Streaming happening, isn't it? Yes or no? Try it sometime. If any flight get delayed, please go back to a tweet and tweet him. You see the response. They'll be much faster than your email or your counter. Guys, you there? No response?
Yes, yes, that's useful, Indra.
I know you don't
Every
like
time we are traveling, can keep that in mind.
you don't like stories, I know. But this is how it is. This is a real story. Good. So I believe we are making sense so far. So live and offline data. Offline data, everybody knows that it's a batch data. Daily you can load the data. Incremental data, do you remember? In the morning you started incremental data. That's what is offline. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So what BI will help you with? So about traditional data, which transforms BI, and it has a lot of, talking about individual process, project, and a company performance, or maybe a business unit or department performance. So the majorly, if you talk about it, if you want to search and get to know the data about it, it's like you want to know what is happening, what has happened, why it happened, what's going to be happening next. So if let's say I have a Q1 sales is some X amount, Q2 is some X amount, Q3 is some X amount, what would be my Q4 sales? So that's called predictive modeling, which is a part of a data science, but your Power BI and Tableaus are quick enough to do the same. Right?
This prediction which you're saying ki the next quarter sales,
Yeah.
can that happen independently on Power BI or does it require integration with?
This is a data science team. Power BI does not have any feature though, but Tableau has it.
Okay.
Clustering and all we can do. Tableau is also being for, they have something called data clustering, which Power BI does not offer that.
Okay.
But if you have the logic written, then it will perform. We have a DAX query if you want to do that. Some calculations if you would, they will be. So ultimately that is calculation, right?
Yes.
So there's a total amount divided by the actual amount and the percentage. So what is the threshold value? Divide by percentage, you get the actual value. So if you do for first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, you get it. So that's all a calculation. Okay. So the first tool I've written here is a spreadsheet. You know, the first BI tool in the world is called MS Office, 1995. Anybody knows that MS Office first model? 95, they have launched. Anybody remember that?
No, I don't.
Okay, which operating system you're supporting? Nobody knows that. It was actually Windows 98. Okay, so those are history, but this is how it is. So BI first was known there. So I don't know if you guys are a little older or maybe your colleagues and your family friends can tell you, we were having Lotus 1-3. Lotus 1-3. There was actually a DOS-based spreadsheet software tool. And like MS Word, they were having Word Star. Those are like a dot matrix. It's like all a DOS-based. This is Windows-based. So I don't know if you guys know about that. Have you ever heard that? This is two old stories.
Yeah, I have heard about Lotus.
Lotus Notes this Lotus Notes is basically from IBM. So Lotus 1-3 was a DOS based. See, discontinued spreadsheet program. Can you see that? This is what exactly what do you do in the word point. Lotus 1-3 and Excel. Can you see the differences? Fine. Then we have we had a word star. See, 80s. So we worked in these computers. So same like what you do in Word today. So we were doing in, this is a word star. Anyway, those are older story. You might know all my previous experiences, but yes. So the first was the spreadsheet, right? Which has more interactive in nature and has a lot of formulas based formatting. Then we have a reporting inquiry. We have reporting, like we have a picture perfect reporting, dot matrix reportings. So you want to see what is the daily sales, invoicing, taxes. So the first thing is like when you go to a counter and you buy something, they give you one small print. So today they are printing it and give it to you, right? The invoice bill. I'm talking about when you buy any groceries. Do you receive any bill when you pay that?
Yes.
So basically they're printing the current one. So those are called printing softwares, and printers will help you to give you the current. Then we have analytical reporting. So we already saw slicing, dicing, other stuffs, marketing, budgeted, and actual forecasting. This is what it is comes. And we have a data mining. So all of them three, which you already spoken, is actually being spoken before, and this has been newly added. And this is a part of your business intelligence. So why do we call business intelligence? Do you think this name looks very weird? Business intelligence. What intelligence? How the intelligence comes? Can you guys help me? Why do you call BI? Anybody? Come on, help me out. Do you understand a BI now?
Basically, it helps to solve the business problem.
Perfectly fine. What else? Problem solver. What else? UI based.
Future
Visualize insights.
Data insights.
future predictions.
Future. You already said prediction. Prediction is always the future, right? Future prediction, chalo. So is it saying business intelligence? So there's an intelligence of your business coming out from this. So what is the one thing we're looking for? What is the outcome? Please help me out. What is the outcome?
Better decisions.
Yes. Correct? So you understand what is business intelligence now. Everybody team, the business intelligence is very important. So BA guys, are you there? Everybody's understood now. Let me
Yes.
see that the names so Jagriti, Chinmay, Harshal.
Yes,
Rohit.
understood.
Okay. Is Rohit joined later on? We never introduced.
Oh, yes, I understand.
Okay, Tejas, Vidya, Yogesh. Okay, Asmina. Fine. Good. So this is what it is from a BI side. We have a process mining. Anybody knows what is process mining?
No.
What is process? Anybody knows BPM? Business process methodology? Yes or no?
A workflow
Yes, a bit.
management system, those are workflow management, business process modeling. Like,
Correct. Give me some examples. You know, Pega?
yeah, Kamunda is one of the example of business process modeling.
Pega is very popular.
Okay.
So BPM. It should be BPM, not that way. BPM. Right? So business process management is a discipline that which people use various methods to discover models. So basically, if you talk about, let's say, talk about a production. So if you talk about one production, let's say I'm taking a laptop production. So the manufacturing company will have some business process in place. Yes or no?
Yes.
Material allocation, resource allocation, timelines, development every day, production every day, assembling, testing, right? Dispatching, warehousing. So everything is a business process management. Make sense? So if you want to make changes in any process, for example, I have a gatekeeper. Whenever we go first, he takes a, you have to noting in the notebook, name, phone number, and address. And then it goes to reception, right? Now what happened? This is an older model. What will happen today? Come on guys, help me out. I want to go for a new business process. Do you want to continue the same thing in future? Is it not too old? More boring? Come on. Give me the new, come on, help me out. Let me see your how do you think?
You'll have a CCTV.
And that is there. This is also here. CCTV is nothing to do with the name entry. I'm not doing name entry, man. CCTV will not do name entry. A gatekeeper will do, right? A security gate.
All right.
So this is boring, man. I want to get something new.
Like fingerprint or
It's so advanced, huh? Straightforward fingerprint. So how come they'll have a fingerprint of yours before? It will take time. So fingerprint will be processing for at least half an hour. What else? Come on, think about it. You guys are advanced now. Okay, I'll help you out. How many guys you went to a great international and very advanced hospital in India? Like Apollo, Columbia Asia, Sakra, Fortis. You guys been to these one of the hospital? Bhagwan na kare, jana pade, but fir bhi, you guys have been anytime?
no.
No. Okay, how it happens? I'll tell you. So first time you do there will be patient registration, right? And you have to pay some 80 rupees something or 100 rupees, depends. So they will not go for manual. So there's a tab available. Make sense? So you put your name there only and put your phone number and some address. That's it. It'll take only 1 minute, 1 to 5 minutes if something is very slow. Is it not better than this? Come on, help me out. Yes or no?
Yes.
This is called BPM. So they change the business process. So again, the data which is getting here, it is more here. Books can go here and there. Notepad can go, register can be destroyed, can be broken, can be in fire. But how about the data? It doesn't serve. So if you go to any hospital in India, especially a standard hospital, we go here, Sakra, Columbia, Fortis, Apollo Hospital, they will have all registration on tab. No queue, nothing. And there will be at least 15 tabs. Each floor, there will be five tabs are there.
Even now, the local doctors that we go to, they use this tab screen data input. Yeah.
So you can use in Practo.
Yeah.
So the idea I'm telling you how the business processes are changing. So if you have this process and you have to get into this process, your BPM software will help you. Correct? Everybody clear now? Guys, you want to repeat or
Yes.
Okay.
So BPM software is very important. Now I'm giving you so many things which is not, I don't know whether you guys are aware before or not, but I think these are all going to help you in future. You guys, in industry, and you'll probably going to hear them later on. You may not be able to work all of them, but you should know. Knowing is not better, not bad at all. It's always better. Fine?
Yeah,
So
fine.
process mining is very important. The process management techniques logs various events of determined business processes. Process mining plots technique that tools discover control data, process data, and social structure from the event logs. So the other thing is you also have a sensor, advanced. How many guys went to Sony, Apple, and Samsung showroom in Mumbai and Delhi, Bangalore, which is very highly, advanced done? Have you went to iMac? Anybody went to iMac shops? Apple shops? You go once and go after 2 days. They know your names. In India is happening. In Bangalore, it happens with me. The moment I entered, hey, Drupushan, good morning, how are you doing? I said, how do you know my name? I said, you came last time? Yes. So I have your data. So they got face recognition software which connected to Indian Authority Association with a driving license and banks, and they get your PAN card, phone number, and everything once you walk inside of the showroom. This was you aware? How many guys were aware with this?
Not me. This is not a data privacy issue.
No.
Why should I share my data?
No, they're not share. They'll keep it for themselves. No? Why they'll share? This is for them. They're good service. You may get some message. We are offering Apple, we are offering this, only that much, nothing else. That's very private. They have taken authority. They've been connected to Air in India, and they're getting all the government sites getting data from there. So they're being already signed NDA. I'll tell you, I've done one POC for a Samsung. I was working for a company called Harman Kardon. Have you guys know that? Harman Kardon is a music system in India.
Yes.
So I was working a part of Samsung, which is Harman Kardon. And we were having a showroom in London. And we were supposed to do a kind of, let's say we have a 5 zone in the same counter. So somebody walks in, each counter, he go and there's a, let's say they have a mobile samples, they have a tab, they have a laptop, they have a TV. So there are different sections are there. So how many people have walks in and how many people have logged in, how many people have bought something. So we all done by sensor. You understand what I'm saying? Number of entries happen in a day and number of sales happen in a day. We did it for the Samsung. So they are so advanced. Just imagine. In India, people not even bothered. Right? So these all are data, and that's why Samsung, Apple, right? They are way ahead. Whatever thought what you're thinking today, they have already done 50 years back. So they were very smart. Anyway, coming back to the presentation. Okay, so they take it from event logs. That's what the reason I was talking to. So logs is very important. Digital dashboard, we're talking about digital dashboard, which is a real time or show it at one glance all information. This is an engineering. Have you ever come across the engineering kind of information? How many guys are aware about engineering, hardcore engineering? Can you give me one example?
You mean structural design or building or bridge that way?
That is design, not engineering.
One could be like particular building, any kind of explosion does happen.
No, that is a different, you're going a little ahead. Not that way. Engineering, like for example, let's say Honeywell has an engineering department. Now, your NSC cannot have an engineering department. You're not doing any manufacturing, isn't it? Only with the manufacturing and production company will have engineering departments, not you and me. We all in service, right? NASDAQ, LSC, we are in service industry. You got my point?
Yes.
So for example, Honeywell has a security system. So there's an engineering department. Samsung, LG, right? Apple. So the manufacturing, they have an engineering department. They have an R&D department. Have you heard? Research and development. Somebody from engineering, somebody from production, somebody from warehousing. So they have an engineering data. So engineering is a big area, and for that they need a dashboards, right? So different engineering department. For example, I'll give you a very simple example. I worked for Shell. Have you heard Shell? US based oil and gas company.
Yes. Yeah.
So we were working. So in the oil and gas, we have two things. One is upstream and downstream. Downstream, that we take a crude from the sea, inside of water, sea depth, and upstream is once you take this the particular crude, it goes to the refinery and create a petrol and other stuffs. That's called downstream, right? So we have worked for downstream. We made a dashboard, but when you go to the upstream, the engineering department, how depth they drill in, there's a drilling happens to get the petrol or the crude oil, right? How much depth they done, how much millimeter, how much time they did. These all are engineering information, all are sensor based. Am I clear, guys?
Right, clear.
So those information we were supposed to collect, and that comes from the sensor itself. I don't have to do anything. Sensor will give you binary file 0 and 1, only 0 and 1. We have to convert into the alphabetics. So we've spoken so many things. I hope you're getting it all the together, like one by one. So that's called decision engineering. So you have engineering data. Top of that, you can make a decision. Make sense? It's not a normal data, sir. It's not a sales data and a stock data what you're having in. It's a very, very vast data. Also mining. The other one is mining. Okay, BPM, business performance management, which you already spoken. So anything business, how the business is performing, what are the short goal, what is the long goal, how much we budgeted, what was the actual, how much we achieved, how much we are not achieving. Am I clear? That's called BPM, business process management. So I hope you guys are okay so far. No questions.
Yes.
Yes, please go ahead.
Strategic business intelligence. So remember we spoken the strategic and tactical. If you remember the first session, first 1 hour session. So you can see scorecarding, mapping, dashboard and report. So a scorecard is a strategic. How much you plan, how much you got. It is a strategic, yeah? Yes?
Yes.
Scorecarding, budgeted versus actual. Remember the scorecarding.
Right.
So that's more a strategic business intelligence. What you're looking here is business performance management. So this is like more like how much the performing. The sales dashboard was a BPM, correct? Not if it is a scorecard, then goes to strategic. You understand? So two kind of different dashboards are there. One, how is the performance happening? How much sales happened, right? What is the actual goal we have done? And here, when you want to show them in a kind of a arrow sign and red, orange, green, then this is strategic. So sometimes you also combine them together. You got my point? Remember the dashboard we show in the morning, quarter sales and other stuffs. So they combine to strategic and performance together. Now these days people does it. They're combining in. Analytical business intelligence, key performance indicator. So there's a metrics. So for example, if you have to see how much sales you done, how much percentage you achieved per day or per month against the actual target. Am I clear? So for example, I'm working for one of the project right now, or you can take it other way. If you have, let's say you have to sell the stocks, you have to do a buy and sell. If TCS has planned that they have to do a sale of 10,000 equities and they only sell 5,000 equities in 1 month, they still have 4 months to sell. So they can see how much they sold percentage per month. Am I clear? Guys?
Yes.
So the actual sale, maybe he can sell only 8,000 equities, but how many percentage he have scored 1 month? So there would be a KPI based on it. Gives them percentage. So tools we have like OLAP, predictive analytics, ad hoc query. Everybody understand OLAP, right? Dashboard is clear, OLAP is clear, predictive analytics is clear. How's the ad hoc query? How many guys are aware? These are new technologies, or you guys already aware with this? Come on, help me out.
Self-analytics BI tool provide ad hoc query capabilities. So
yeah. So these all the terminologies are new for you guys, or you already know them? A few of them have got new.
Ad hoc queries, I'm not aware.
Okay. So if I ask you if I've created a dashboard, the dashboard shows me quarterly sales. But I don't want quarterly sales. I want employees by sales. You got my point? So that means this sales is already done. Quarterly sales, they made it. The report is already made. It is running. Can I create employee by sales? Yes or no? This report is done. Does it give any option?
There is data available, so we can create another employee by sales.
That means you need something to create. No, my dear friend. And this report is not offering you, isn't it?
Employee information.
It is not offering you any data. It gives you only quarterly sales. So you need to have all my metadata, all things. You simply drag and drop and get your sales done. Am I clear? That means a user can create a report. Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes.
So that's called ad hoc. This is a fixed. This is ad hoc. My requirement is changing here, but this requirement is fixed. Now tell me example of here and here. When do you think your requirement would be fixed? When do you think your requirement would be changed? Give me one example. Gopal, you understand the scenario?
Sorry, I was disconnected for a few seconds.
No worries. So there's a concept called fixed reporting and ad hoc reporting.
Things like what we want to have on a daily basis, we would like to keep it as fixed. And ad hoc, like we want to do some analysis, try to find out pattern or to look out for a few queries inside the data for certain salespersons or like
What you're saying
for the
is
product.
anything which is a KPI based.
Yeah.
Are you clear?
Yeah.
Anything with the KPI measured base is fixed, but anything which is analytical. Or where you can do some overlap, slice, dice, or you want to create new report altogether, which is not there in the dashboard, right? Then the ad hoc comes, and the ad hoc is not fixed. Anytime it can come. Yes or no?
Yeah, ad hoc can be.
Ad hoc is as and when needed. That's the meaning of ad hoc. Everybody is clear now? People who are not aware?
Yes, clear.
So OLAP, predictive analysis, these all are being done. Ad hoc is something which is fixed is there, but I don't need these reports. I want to see some other reports. So I can go and drag and drop and get my report done. That means you need to have your data, your skeleton, your everything is modeling, everything is done. The only thing you do a drag drop and getting a new report. Am I clear? So all your backend job has to be clear. Your data modeling, your calculation, all the part has to be get ready. Only some person can do a drag and drop and get the data. Yes.
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 Okay. Looks fine to me. And then we have example is profit are declining because of low sales and increasing expenses. This is a simple example. Okay, one more thing, operational business intelligence. Sometimes they call real-time business intelligence. We already spoken, right? Did we? Yes or no?
Yes.
Healthcare, stocks, right? Flights.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Last topic for today's session, data virtualization. Have you heard this name?
Yeah, it's lots of going on these days. Data virtualization.
Okay. So these are the tools, guys. You have, sorry, there's no Power BI here because I made it year back, so many years back. So Power BI is not there. Don't take me wrong. Apology. So Tableau was very popular those times. This is made this presentation. I made it for a company called, you know, this company called Eureka and Simply Learn. Have you ever come across these names?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
They were my partner earlier. So I worked with them for years. So this presentation I created for them and I got paid for it. This is a paid presentation, which I'm sharing for you guys. But this is made by me. This is a no logos. This is my personal. I've only sold my copyright for them for 3 years. That's it.
Yeah, can you throw some more light on data virtualization part for the team?
Interesting, huh? Okay. So the reality of data is you have operational, let's say you have a production data and you have a data warehouse. So you have to do an ETL, right? Extract, transform, and load, which is the next, I have a next topic on that. So basically you have to take data from here. So you have to push in here. Am I clear? So this
Yeah, that's the normal approach.
has to push to DWH, right?
Yeah.
In order to do that, there are a lot of things comes. It takes time, blah, blah, blah. Fine. And then you have a Power BI coming here.
Yep.
They are massaged and you can get your reporting. Fine. Now data virtualization, it does not need any ETL process. Fine. So they take data into the RAM, into the memory, right? And then any tool can Power BI or anybody can access. So data virtualization products are there. So they keep it in memory somewhere. So they do not have to push the data into the data warehouse. Am I clear, guys?
So you mean to say if I say at Oracle, in Oracle language, it will be a DB link we are creating to different databases, connecting them together
You're connecting.
pulling the data.
You're connecting. Connecting means you're retrieving a data.
Yeah, retrieving the data.
But here data, it will be putting in somewhere, right?
Ooh.
Data virtual is they're not doing ETL. This is a logical layer. Can you see that? Data virtual is a logical layer that integrate all enterprise data sold across the display. Right? So what will happen? So you can see here, Denodo is one of the popular one. Can you see? It connects, combines, and consumes. Have you heard Denodo? Anybody?
Yeah, yes, we have.
You guys working in Denodo? Are you guys using it? Anybody is using it?
No.
Okay, so basically what it does, it only connects but does not do ETL. Right? You can have a 3-day free trial. They can use it. Make sense? So you can see here. So officially they takes the data, put it in one logical layer, and then you can do reporting from there. Right? So let me say Denodo with Power BI. Give me a second. Here. Denodo with Power BI is not there. Denodo with Tableau should be there. Oh, sorry. Denodo. See how to connect Denodo from Tableau desktop. You getting a point? Cool. Power BI is also there. Right?
Right. Yeah.
So you're not pushing the data. Denodo will take data from somewhere else and putting in the Power BI directly. Okay.
Okay.
So it is a connector, right?
It is a connector, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, when in Power BI, I think maybe there are two modes, one in-memory mode and
Power BI have direct inquiry. We'll talk about live and all.
Yeah. So this is it related to that in-memory mode?
So actually, data has been keeping in Denodo only. It is only that connecting and showing you. Denodo has the data.
Okay.
Right? And Denodo does not keep the data there. They have the internal architecture and they keep it in memory with the compressed binary format. Nobody knows that. Denodo is very smart.
So Denodo is a type of a warehousing technique?
No, it is a data virtualization technique. It is a virtual. Have you heard that VM, virtual machine?
Yes.
There's no machine available, but it actually it is cut piece of your hardware.
Okay.
Let's say you have a 16 GB RAM, so you can have 4 GB for 4 VMs each. And same here.
Okay.
So you have data, you're not porting it, you're not doing ETL, but you're reading a data. Okay?
Yeah.
So for more data virtualization, I'll have a fair idea. Okay. So that gives an end for your first session. I think you have enjoyed. Not much, but yes, bit. So I would like to know your questions if you have any. I can help you. Anything. I got only 5 minutes left with me. Please let me know very fast. I'll be joining my call at 12. Any question I can help you guys?
This MSC Power BI, can we connect with NoSQL databases like MongoDB and
I think yes.
Cosmos DB?
I think yes. Redshift is there, Snowflake is there, that is also there. No, we'll connect. I'll tell you if it is not, then I'll give you the intermediate solution. You can connect with Hive, and Hive can point to HBase.
Okay.
Okay, feedback guys, come on quickly. How was your first session? Interactive, energetic, boring, completely time pass? What is that? Gopal and team.
See, it was, for me, it was a refresher. Let the team talk about it more. Chinmay, can you?
Yeah. So thanks, Indra. I think we found session that it was good. I mean, there were lots of topics, lots of words also which we thrown around, which I was not familiar, at least on my part. And just that, like, if we can combine more this theoretical as well as with the actually on what we are actually seeing on Power BI, then that will also help us out.
Sure, whenever it's needed, I'll do that. That's what I've done. Did it. I was trying to find, nothing got it, so I opened that. Whenever it's there, Chinmay, I will try to put this. So is it informative today? So I can,
Yes,
figure out.
possible.
Okay, good. Ashima? Ashmina, sorry.
Yes, it was interactive session, but I want to learn more about Power BI practically. So that actually I'm already working on Power BI, so I want to know it more.
Definitely. This is a Power BI training only, but yeah, it's going to be second week. First week is all basics and concepts. So I'm talking about.
Yes. Yeah, so basic it's clear, but yes, expecting practically more in coming sessions.
Yes, practical will start next week, madam, not first week. The all first week will be all your sessions. All theoretical.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Power BI is only 1 week. So I have asked them to create 1 more days, and I've added this theoretical concepts. Right?
Okay.
Harshal?
So from my feedback would be, I am just a newcomer to this Power BI. So I am just learning the basics now.
Okay.
As we move forward, I will be getting more in-depth and conceptual. I will be asking more.
Welcome. But how was the session today? The topic which is being given you, is it clear or not?
Yes, it was clear.
Okay, thanks. Jagriti?
Yeah, so it was more informative, and whatever we needs to, first, before working on Power BI, whatever information was necessary, that has already been given by you.
Okay.
So I hope next session will be as same as that.
Good. So I'll get my salaries today. You confirming it? Come on. Okay. Rohit Singh.
Yes. For me, it was good. It was descriptive. It was interactive as well, and the examples which you gave was very good. For me, it's good. Yes.
Yeah, recording is also available, Rohit. So sooner you'll get that, and you please take a look at recording as well, the same day if possible. That's a request, everybody. Tejas.
Yeah, hi Indra. So the session was interactive. It was informative, and as you have mentioned, the real-time examples, which also help us to understand the particular logic or the whatever you presented. And also, you have covered the prerequisites that we required to cover the Power BI session.
Good. तो मैं इनवॉइस भेजूं, आज का पैसा मिल जाएगा मुझे तेजस, इनवॉइस भेजूं ना फिर परफेक्टली ना?
क्या
इनवॉइस भेज दूं, आज का पैसा मिल जाएगा ना मुझे?
हाँ, sure.
Okay, good. Vidya?
The examples given were very meaning real life, like for example, the hospitalization and on the bed, that was something that we haven't thought of, and it came. We were thinking about loans and outstanding amounts and so and so, but this
I'll
is
tell you, I'm a COVID patient. Just yesterday only I got my negative done. So I've seen very bad time for last 2 weeks. Me, my complete family was a COVID patient, and we yesterday only we got negative. So healthcare is something which everybody knows that these days are very important. And I've been working healthcare. I worked for 2-3 years in hospitality projects. So one thing we've already developed for one of the hospital in US. So always in mind. And also I'll give you one small input. When the child born, baby born, in India, they don't do it. Now there's a big company, which hospital is doing it. So there's a DNA reflective test. So DNA reflective test talks about all your body parts have been behaving perfectly, including mine. So they put you in the some glass for 3 to 7 minutes, and they do all the tests and they compare the data. That's it. This is one example. Good. I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you very much for joining me today. So I think Gopal, how is overall? I've left anybody, or we have Vidya Kanikar. Both are the same or a different Vidya?
Name both are same. I have an audio issue on my laptop, so I've joined with my mobile as well.
I was happy that my candidate is more. Okay, Gopal, what is your thought? How was the session today, man?
We have Harshal also. Let's take
Harshal.
his feedback.
Harshal.
Yeah, I already shared my feedback.
Okay, yeah. Gopal, all well, all fine for today's session. Recording will be there for you guys. Please contact your LLD department in order to get the recording. So how will it start? How's the quick start?
See, we have covered up the basic parts, and means team should be able to start up from what the data warehouse means. They should be conceptually clear with what data warehouse is, what are real-time data, what is delta. So those things are clear now. So now we can move forward, looking for better, more complex activity.
We have data warehouse architecture, data modeling, facts. These three will be covered before starting Power BI. So this is something extra which I have requested to your company, and this is all the this is being actually coming out. This presentation will be completely for you guys. So sooner this presentation in order to get your study done, right?
Right. Okay.
Thank you very much for entire day. Sorry, I'm taking you 3-5 minutes ahead because I need to join my office call in 12. So we are almost 3 minutes left. So thank you very much for joining in. Hope you enjoyed the session and looking forward to the best. And I'll try my level best. And please do your survey and feedback. It's important for us to take it more forward. Have a great time ahead. Be healthy. Be safe.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.